Wow, we're already live. Holy crap. So, yeah. 20,000 subscribers. Holy shit. I'll drink to that. Hey guys, what's up? It's BigJackFilms here. It's been a while. I know I haven't done live streams in a bit. It's because I'm a little bit slow lately. But I figured this week we hit 20,000 subs. I got to give you guys a video. I got to give you guys a live stream, a big thank you. We're going to be here for the night. We're going to be here talking to a bunch of you guys, the fans. We might open the door to bringing people in. I got a couple interesting guests might be interested in coming in. But yeah, welcome. 20,000 subscribers. I mean, holy crap. It only feels like yesterday we hit 10. I think we hit 10 probably about probably around 2020, around the time the pandemic hit. So it's taken us a couple of years, but we finally hit 20,000. And honestly, guys, I couldn't have done it without you. There are no words to describe how thankful I am to have all of you guys here celebrating with me 20,000. And the stuff we have coming up is pretty cool. So just a big, right off the bat, thank you to everybody who has been sticking around for 20,000 subscribers. There are no words to describe how much that means to me and my cast and crew and everybody involved, as well as just liking our videos, sharing our videos, sending our content out. It just means the world to us. So 20,000 subscribers, unfreaking believable. With that said, I figured we'll start things off by just a couple of rules about the chat and the live stream. Please not requests right now. We're working on stuff at the moment, so keep your requests to a minimum. Don't spam the chat. Super chats are always welcome. Love the super chats. It keeps the roof over our heads. Send our love through Patreon and so on. Just all that jazz is great. We do have fan mail coming in, but it is delayed because of certain issues going on, but we will get on it as soon as we can. We have received your fan mail, but we're just waiting to get it in. So with that said, I figured I'd give you guys a couple updates first and foremost of what's happening in terms of just productions. And with that, I think I'm actually going to show you guys via essentially sort of like, I guess, BTS roll of just pictures that we have from what we've been working on, which is really cool. But again, guys, welcome. Come on in. Spider-Man Prime, Martin Caspery Smith, Dean, good to see ya. Jurassic World 2 has been very vocal to us on Twitter. Welcome. Osiris the God, our monitor. Thank you so much. Yeah, Dr. Wow, great to see you guys. But we're going to open it by starting off with, I'm going to share you guys a couple of behind-the-scenes pictures of some of the stuff we're working on. So first and foremost, I should say, I'm trying to figure out how do you, okay, present. That's where it is. Share screen. I'm going to go to window, I think. Yeah. We're going to go through sort of behind-the-scenes pictures. You're going to see some exclusives here because we are working on a couple of behind-the-scenes videos of some of our previous episodes, not just commentary, but like legitimately BTS roll of stuff we're doing. So we're just going to basically go through and just kind of talk about stuff. So first and foremost, we are going to have essentially a behind-the-scenes of the Ready Player One episode. This is us filming part 2 with Alana, who we've been hanging out with a lot during the summer filming season 8. And she has been one of our best talents on the show, one of our greatest friends right now. It's been great, but this was when we were shooting part 2. Which, by the way, thank you so much for getting those like really high in views right now. Like I think part 3 hit like 4,000, which is like unfreaking believable. But as you can see, can I go like, okay, no, that's let's go bigger on the image. Let's see. Oh yeah, there we go. So as you can see, yeah, we're gonna do a BTS episode on Ready Player One at some point. You guys are gonna really enjoy that. There's a lot happening there. Okay, so that whole thing, just very quickly, our Super Saiyan 64 says that whole picture of us on the Enterprise. That's from Fan Expo. I'll show that off in a sec. But yeah, I had Fan Expo over the weekend, so I'm a little bit exhausted. I'm taking a little bit of time to recover. But yeah, that's us filming part 1. Then here we have Connell Macbeth, aka Dr. Terawatt, aka originally Dr. Holocaust, but who has since actually we have discussed this before. This was his final appearance as the character. So again, you're going to see more BTS roll and blooper reels of Dr. Terawatt from when we shot this, which all that flashback stuff, all that was shot on green screen in one day, which is really cool. But yeah, as you can see, we had like he was really cool with it, and was one of our biggest bridges in the Reviewerverse. So there's that coming up as well. So we got a big behind the scenes episode on that. We're gonna move on. Okay, so here's a little preview of what's going on with season 8. I don't want to give too much away, but we did visit a film studio in a certain location. I won't say where, but it is very relevant to what we're talking about in the next season. With that said, I should point out we're actually going to start season 8 a tad early. I have the very special announcement to make that with season 8, we're going to start with some filler episodes, one of which is a Patreon sponsored review, which we were due to deliver. But we're going to do what we did prior with season 7, where we're going to have previously recorded episodes, and those are going to go in essentially first. And you'll see the storyline pick up at some point, but right now we want to get episodes out for you guys because we are long overdue and we are not making the deliveries we want to. So we are going to make up for that by putting out some filler episodes and so on for you guys. So you're going to see the first episode hopefully at the end of September. It's going to be a pre-recorded episode and one that I think you guys are going to really enjoy. So, but that's a little preview of what's happening right there with season 8, where we're going to end up. Cannot say anymore where that is, but as you can see, it's pretty exciting. Pretty dang cool. Let me just go there. Okay, we're gonna go back. Okay, so this is coming up with the Star Wars prequels. This is one of our Jedi characters that we're gonna have. Yes, we have aliens now. We have Jedis. We met this amazing cosplay talent on Star Wars Day, and he has been involved. He's going to be helping out. We're gonna have tons of Jedi in the prequel trilogy, so you can really look forward to that down the line. This is like a little Comic-Con for you guys, which is pretty cool. So you're going to see more aliens in the Star Wars universe when we get to the prequel trilogy. So that is currently been in the works. This is also, we're obviously getting more into the wars. We're going to different planets, so we have obviously the sand. It's coarse, rough, irritating, and it gets everywhere. As you can see, there's a, we got all that. We were filming that on a beach one day. So we've got some pretty cool stuff happening there. So this is from Fan Expo. This is me and I believe Kelle. I can't remember what her Instagram name is, but she's an amazing cosplayer. And we cosplayed Evelyn and Rick O'Connell from The Mummy because, hey, I've always wanted to cosplay Rick O'Connell. So this was just a quick closeted, thrown together cosplay I worked on, and I wore that Thursday. So that was really fun. You can actually see a lot of my pictures from Fan Expo on my Instagram page. I'm posting a lot there lately. And Instagram for me has been blowing up, which is pretty cool. We have, of course, Spider-Man, Green Goblin. These characters are going to come back in season 8. We have some ideas. We don't know exactly how, but I've been looking into some more people to work with and so on. So these guys are pretty cool. So this is one of the things I took at Fan Expo. Okay, so the Starship Enterprise set. So here's the story behind this. I was at Fan Expo, and the Paramount Plus booth had a Star Trek setup of the Enterprise. And believe it or not, this is an actual set from the show. There's a new show out called Star Trek Strange New Worlds. And what's really cool is it's sort of a redo of the original series. You got Kirk, Spock, and so on. But this is what they did was they took the set from the show because they shoot it here in Toronto. They took the set from the soundstage and actually put it on display at Fan Expo so people could sit in the Enterprise. So I'm not a big, I'll just point this first and foremost. I'm not a big Star Trek fan, if at all. I will not be covering the movies right now unless you want to pay me via Patreon to cover a certain one of them. But with Star Trek, I'm much more of a Star Wars fan, but I do like the set aesthetic of Star Trek. And I grew up with it with my dad, Next Gen with my dad, watching it on television. But this is the actual set of Strange New Worlds. So what's really cool is that there will be a moment in time in the next season where, yes, I do board the Enterprise and I do travel with it. So it's going to be a very brief moment, but we were doing a lot of improv with a lot of the setups at Fan Expo that we could use in later videos. So that is one of them. You will see me on the set of the Starship Enterprise. So that's pretty cool. Like, look at that. Look how cool that set looks. I mean, like, fire proton torpedoes, Captain. So, yeah. Man, I wish I had the budget of that. I don't know how I could build it. So there's that. There were some Dragon Ball Z cosplayers at Fan Expo, so I got these guys. I got a hold of them. They might be interested in playing Piccolo and Goku down the line. Really cool stuff there. I love this guy's hair. The hair, Super Saiyan hair, is really cool on that one. Now, Lita is Juno. I do want to point out, this is one of the best actresses we've worked with on our show right now. She will be making her debut in Season 8 as part of the Star Wars prequel trilogy. I will be a little bit on spoilers here, but Lita is Juno. You can find her on Twitch. You can find her on Twitter. You can find her on Threads. You can find her on Instagram. An amazing fashion designer, an amazing cosplayer, an incredible talent. She will be our Senator Amidala of the prequel trilogy. And she is, yes, it is Sailor Jupiter. We are doing the multiverse thing. So, yes, the Sailor Scouts are finally showing up in this thing. So, guys, please go check out Lita is Juno. In fact, in the comments, you can find her on Twitch and mostly on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter. But you can find her under this name on all her social media platforms. Just look her up. I'll just put that in the chat. Find her on all her social media platforms that way. She is incredible. One of our best talents. And this photo we took at Fan Expo was amazing. So yeah, that's going to be happening. This was us. This was during filming Saturday. We shot some stuff actually for episode 2. We shot some segments for, oh wait, what the hell? Okay, hang on. Screen went out. We lost it. No! Share screen. Hang on. Hold up. Entire screen. No, I don't want the entire screen. I want that. There we go. All right, share. So this is when we shot episode 2. So we were filming some stuff there at Fan Expo, utilizing the city stuff, which is pretty neat. So you got that happening. Yes, I am still using, this is for those wondering, people ask me, what type of camera do I use? I'll just zoom in on here for you guys. This is the Sony HDD HDR S11. It's about a 10-year-old model, but it's still HD. It still shoots in 1080p. It is very affordable now. You can find it on secondhand markets for about $50. But what's interesting about these cameras is that, especially this camera, and I found this out from Doug, this is the same cameras they shot To Boldly Flee on, so it still has that level of quality. I'm using a Rode mic, so people ask me what my camera setup looks like. It looks like this. So I have the Sony Handycams, which I do like to use. I do want to upgrade my camera at some point, and I do use Rode mics. Rode mics are my best friend. They keep the audio a lot more simple. But yeah, that was us shooting episode 2. And that is the camera I've been using for the last few years, actually. Okay, so this photo, this is Alana as 18. So for those who have seen the Star Wars original trilogy and you saw that skit with Jabba, that was not my best work, but we figured, okay, let's actually just do it. So Alana and I were walking around as 17 and 18 at the con, and she wanted photos with Jabba. So animatronic Jabba that the 501st Canadian Garrison had. So they had a chopper, they had our animatronic Grogu, like legit. So this was cool to shoot there. So there you go, guys. I posted a lot of these on my Instagram, so you can see them there. So, and also please check out Alana Roses on Instagram. You can find her in my followings and my friends and everything. And also, I put her in my YouTube friends, so you can subscribe to her. Please do. She'd really appreciate it. So there's that. Now this is lovely Miss Whitney, who I've been working with on a few projects, doing cosplay photo shoots and stuff. This is her in her Resident Evil stuff. When I caught this shot at like the 11th hour, and what's interesting is that it gives me a bit of that James Bond vibe, and I'm thinking, oh, damn, I want to do some James Bond spy shit now. I've been tinkering with some ideas, but yeah, go check out lovely Miss Whitney on Instagram. One of the best cosplayers I've ever seen. So this is from season 8. A little, I won't say what happens here, but you can see we shot in some of these pretty cool locations. So this is one of the areas of season 8 that we did shoot. You can see there. Oh, wait, we're going way too fast. Way too fast. Spoilers. Okay. So, yeah, this is from one of the bits in season 8. Calling related, of course. What is it exactly we're looking for? You'll have to find out. But there's a little preview there. You have us on a beach. So there's a lot of stuff happening in season 8. Season 8, we are traveling. And we are traveling a lot in this season. We are traveling all over the place. And you think, well, we just moved into our new location. Why aren't we using it? Well, because we're on the road a lot in at least the first half. And there's a lot going on in this season. So you'll see more coming up. on that end. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening there as well. Let's see here. Yo, it's been a while since I've seen your stuff. Congratulations on 20K subs. Would you consider another part of their 20K special reacting to the final Thomas 18 dub? Okay, so I'm planning to do something with that. I am going to be doing something with the Thomas final chapter, and it will be my last reaction video. I just got to figure out when I can get time to do it, because I have a way I want to open it. I just got to find time to do it. So, and it'll be an experimental skit that I want to do. But yeah, we're going to work on that at some point. Again, Lita is Juno in the Star Wars prequels. Looking pretty fucking badass, I will say. There is more to come for Star Wars. I'm currently working on that at the moment. I'm cutting, I'm editing. We're still shooting. We have not had much time because just a lot of stuff got in the way recently that we haven't been able to really shoot much. But we're getting back on it in September. We got 1 month of warmth left, so we're going to utilize it. So bear with us, guys. The prequels are coming. They're getting closer. This is okay, so we're gonna do a documentary on the making of Indiana Jones. I'm gonna work on that as soon as possible. I gotta do the Batman one first, but this is a little BTS role of Kyle McDonald's as Indiana Jones and Megan Macias as Laura Croft. So I should point out that Kyle and we actually had dinner Monday after Fan Expo, and we were talking about brainstorming some ideas. We're thinking about doing another one. We're thinking about doing another Indiana Jones adventure and structuring it the way the first one was, because it did extremely well, and we definitely want to do another one. So that might be on the playing table as well. So this is a little preview of the Jurassic Park Legacy reviews, what you can expect. There's some in-gen stuff over here. So what's happening? You're going to have to find out, but here's a little snippet of that. I'm going to have more stuff coming out about Jurassic Park, because what we're planning for this season is pretty spectacular. When you see more incoming, it's going to be pretty fun, but you can get an idea of what's happening in this series of episodes. This is part of season 8. We're on the road, so there's some stuff happening there. There's a lot going on this season that I'm really excited to share with you guys, which is going to be pretty cool. But that's really about it for sort of previews of, like, little still previews of what's coming up. There's stuff going on in the season. I'm actually really excited. That's going to be happening. It's structured in a certain way. But yeah, we're going to start doing filler. I've got a few previous recorded / filler episodes I'm going to put out first to at least get you guys get back up and going. And we're going to focus on the Patreon episode this month. So look forward to that, and look forward to the storyline continuing at some point. Now, we are going to obviously, this is the best thing about doing previous recorded episodes. We're going to do some filler post-credit scenes. I'm going to fill in some gaps of what's been happening, but needless to say, we got a lot coming up on that end. Now, what I'm going to be doing right now is I'm going to be actually inviting a few people to the stream if they would like to join us. So let me just get in here. I'm gonna put one in here if they want to join us. Just trying to think who else I can slap in here. Let me bring in a few leads that might be interested in coming in. So give me a moment. But hope everybody's doing well. Again, I'm so sorry I have not been active lately. I have been extremely busy with the next season, and Fan Expo took a lot out of me. I was filming a lot of stuff on the prequels, and a lot of stuff's going on that end. So let me just bring in some hands that might be interested. Where's that chat on? There we go. I'll bring that in. I'm gonna bring a couple more. I want to keep this pretty minimal too, like not too much. Like just to bring some people who might be really interested in coming in and joining us. So there's a few helping hands who might want to come in. Hopefully they would like to join us. Let's see. No, I'm gonna get Jace. I'm gonna get Nerd Cage in here too if they want. So yeah, again, I'm so sorry. I've just been taking a while to get to having people having stuff coming in. Yeah, Hewy, I'll bring in a bet. I'm gonna actually do a few people first, and I'll bring in for sure. But yeah, it's just we'll answer some questions while we're waiting for some guests. But yeah, we'll bring in Hewy at some point. But yeah, I'm gonna bring some other people in as well. But let's get some questions in. Again, no requests. Super chats are always welcome. Really appreciated, and so on. So let's do this. Did you know Tremors 2 is getting 4K? I've never really watched the Tremors movies, so I'm not the biggest fan of sandworms, I guess you could say. So there's that. Something I forgot to ask last time. How come fan mail is delayed? Just because, okay, so for those who don't know, my mom got into a bit of a car accident a couple weeks ago. She's doing okay. She's actually really good right now, but she doesn't have a car. So that means we gotta have to wait for her to get a car for her to deliver the stuff over here, because what most people don't know is that a lot of the mail goes back to my old place because I want to keep my place a little bit more discreet. So she sends them over here, but I gotta find time to go grab it all. So that's happening. Here's an interesting question. Do I have a Discord? I have Discord, but I only use it for business. I don't use it for much. I thought about opening a Discord, but I know that's just a huge can of worms. Hey, Xandrew Productions, welcome, guys. Go check out this guy. This guy's amazing. I've been really watching a lot more of his content thanks to IndiFan of Fandemic. Dude, your review stuff's awesome. We got to do a crossover at some point. But Xandrew Productions is really cool. He's got a little kind of Linkara-esque storyline going on, and it is canon to the reviewerverse, so definitely go check out his content. He is spectacular. Did you know Faye Ray visited the set of Jurassic Park? Yes, I have. I have mentioned it many times in my videos. No, you are not late for the stream, my friend. You are really good right now. I forgot. Oh, we got our first guest, everybody. Okay, so this guy's pretty... We've known this guy for a couple of years. This guy hasn't really... He wants to get into the reviewerverse. He's going to become a new recruit. But please welcome... He's never been on the channel, I think. He's going under Buckle Barnes, and he's got... I don't know, we'll talk about his show. But please welcome Buckle Barnes. Hello!
How's it going, man?
Good. First time on the stream. Welcome to the... And also first time on our channel. Welcome.
Oh, no, because remember, I voiced Indiana Jones and played Spider-Man, and yep.
Yes, okay, yes, I completely forgot. So before casting Kyle McDonald, guys, we obviously were teasing Indiana Jones. Buckle over here, buckle up, buckaroo over here. Essentially voiced Indy when we had a body double, so he voiced that, but he also was Spider-Man in my review. So yes,
yeah.
Yes, here we have it, folks. He's Peter Parker.
What the
So yeah, man, it's good to see you. How you been?
I'm doing all right. Just normal work schedule stuff at my end. So
yeah, you've been pretty busy. You've been going to cons. You're mostly in the Chicago area. I'm surprised we didn't see you at G-Fest.
Yeah, I didn't go because I had work, so I just couldn't make it. Because even the next week, I had to go to the Renaissance Fair, and that was fun. Like, it was.
Oh, we actually have a Renaissance Fair coming up, I think, in October. I might go check it out.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Because I mean, stuff like that, it's fun. Because the 2 days I went as a Renaissance Jedi. The first day, people were saying Obi-Wan Kenobi, and the second day was Indiana Jones.
Oh my God! Hey, you did Dial of Destiny.
Yep.
Yeah. And actually, it's interesting too because I've been to the Renaissance Fair at Fort Lauderdale in Florida. That one's huge. Like that one's unbelievable. You should check that one out. But yeah, so you want to get into the reviewerverse?
Yes, definitely. I just got to find the right editing software and how to do like rip the footage and all that. And yeah,
it's pretty easy. You can either get a Blu-ray rip for your computer, which is what I use on occasion, or you just buy the movie, make sure you purchased it, and then you can download it. But there's that.
Yeah, gotcha.
But that's how I do it. As long as you bought in the movie, you should be fine.
Okay.
But yeah, it's there's a tip for reviewers out there. But yeah, man, I definitely what do you got hitching your show? What do you want to do with this series?
I definitely know I want to review everything Marvel, from Howard the Duck to whatever's current right now, because it's still going. But because
MCU Phase 1 technically starts in 2008. So that would mean you'd have to cover everything from what was the first Marvel movie, theatrical Marvel movie?
Was it Howard the Duck? Well, no, because Howard the Duck was an MCU, but the first MCU movie was Iron Man.
I'm talking about what was the first theatrical Marvel movie?
Oh, okay. Well, technically, if you want to get technical, like if you count the Republic serials, they did have Captain America Republic serials back in the 40s, but
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, so yeah, it is Howard the Duck.
So so basically from Howard the Duck to like Spider-Man 3 is like phase 0.
Pretty much, yeah.
Damn, that's like 20 years of movies already.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing I'm thinking of too, because I know like because I'm gonna go like I'm only gonna do theatrical stuff and stuff that was meant to be released in theaters, because I know I'm gonna add on there the Roger Corman Fantastic Four.
That's a good one.
That's still the best Fantastic Four movie, in my opinion, as of now. We gotta wait to see what the MCU brings in store, but
what are they even doing with that?
Well, I know they're gonna reboot it, like for the 8th time, whatever. So, but it's just right now with like the strikes going on, I have no idea what they're actually doing, because I've heard some casting rumors and stuff like that, but nothing's been officially confirmed. I'm like,
I heard rumors for a while that Steven Spielberg was going to direct it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was a little hint going on that Spielberg might be involved, or at least Amblin might be involved in Fantastic Four. So who knows? I guess that's his favorite Marvel characters is Fantastic Four.
I guess so. Yeah, I mean that's pretty cool. I mean, I'll say this: my favorite Marvel character, you could tell.
Oh yeah. Actually, you know what? I don't know why, but when I see maybe it's because I've seen those other movies. Like I saw the first 2 Fantastic Four films; they were okay. The Fan Four Stick stinks.
Yeah. That was Fan Four Stick was the first movie I ever walked out of. As soon as that Sky Portal came, I'm like, done.
I think for me, my first movie, it's hard to tell movies I walked out of. I know the most recent I walked out of was probably Into the Woods. Brad and I sat like 5 minutes in, packed house, mind you, and the first 5 minutes I said, Brad, let's get out of here. I literally said in the crowd, Brad, let's get out of here. This movie's shit.
Yeah.
And it was great. We actually got our money back. We got like double our money back.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Because the thing is, I got like the last showing. So when I was leaving, there was nobody out in the lobby and shit like that. And I'm like, there's no way I'm getting my fucking money back. And I'm like, and I was actually dared by some friends to go see it. I'm like, you know what I should have done? Because I did want to check out Fan Four Stick to see how bad it was. I should have just been like, because it was out at the time, one for Ant-Man, please, and then just go for the Fan Four Stick.
Yeah, you should have. No, you should have gotten them. Whoever dared you should have said, "Pay me."
They did. They did.
Okay. So, did you get your money back at least?
Technically, it wasn't my money; it was their money.
I know, but like, how far into the movie did you get? Like, because isn't there like a limit where, like, if you stay past a certain timeline or like before a certain time frame, you can get your money back?
I think there is, but like it was like near the end. Like I said, it was when that Sky Portal came up and stuff like that. So that was like near the end. So I'm like, yeah, there was no way.
I mean, on a technical term, Ready Player One Part 3, we did do a Sky Portal.
You're going back to that trend, man. Don't do that. It got pretty
is it
old.
wrong? I kind of miss it.
It is a little bit, yeah.
And is it also wrong? I kind of miss those tropes where like fictional characters come to real world Manhattan.
No, that's
what I call the enchanted effect.
That's still kind of
and not as much. I mean, I know what was it? What movie just came out recently that Barbie kind of did that.
Yeah. I didn't see it yet, but
they kind of do the enchanted thing, but not to the extent you're thinking that most people think of. I haven't really watched it.
Did you do the Barbenheimer experience?
I saw Oppenheimer. I like that. I didn't see Barbie.
Okay.
I know in October they're trying to promote Saw Patrol.
Yes. I was one of the first people to share that because I saw it. I'm like, yep, I'm sharing that because I'm like, it makes sense. You see Saw 10 to witness the crime, then see Paw Patrol to have them investigate the crime.
Actually, Osiris the God wanted to say, just to clarify, you're HIPSTERWHOVIANJEDI.
Yes, I am.
Okay, that's your critique name.
Yes.
Now you just need a catchphrase.
Yeah, definitely. It's hi, I'm the HIPSTERWHOVIANJEDI, the guy with a cool name before it was cool.
That's actually good. God
exactly, damn.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Mine's just like, welcome to another review because I was lazy.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just so I mean, hey, I'll leave the Marvel shit to you because I will. Okay, I'll give a minor spoiler of what I'm going to be covering for the first episode of season 8.
I think
I'm going to cover the first Iron Man.
Yeah, you told me that.
Now, that doesn't mean open the floodgates saying, review all the Marvel movies! Marvel month! Marvel month! I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Calm down. I'm just covering the first Iron Man because it's a Patreon-sponsored review, and that's where I'm going to leave it. I've just covered it. I've written the script already. It's about a good 20-minute review, but it's a good pastime.
Gotcha.
And I figured, hey, why not? I mean, I have Iron Man in my show. Why have I not covered his first movie?
Exactly, yeah. I'm going to be right back because I hear my oven going because I'm going to be making a pizza right now.
I actually just made mine as well.
Okay, I'll be right back, though. I just got to...
We'll bring him back in. We'll bring him back in a sec. I'll just... how do I put him in the lobby? I don't know how to put him in the lobby. I'm an idiot. But, yeah, just... say, how do I go back to just me? Okay, just there we go. Okay, so yeah, it's just that's HIPSTERWHOVIANJEDI, guys. Definitely subscribe to his content. Wonderful talent. Oh wait, he's back. He's back.
Yeah, my dad is my dad's put the pizza in for me, so that was good.
Okay, yeah, I'm still trying to figure out because I know SteamYard updated all their shit recently. So
gotcha, yeah. This is the first time I've done Steam, or a SteamYard, so
yeah, so I'm going to cover the first Iron Man and just give it that and just talk about the sequels briefly. I mean, I know I'm kind of tempted in 2024 to cover Spider-Man 2 for the 20th anniversary.
Yeah, I would say go for it. I don't mind that and hey, I mean, if you need Spider-Man still.
Hey, I actually do because yeah, it's just like they definitely want to get more Spider-Man stuff in there, but actually, I want to talk about this actually with you. I don't know if you saw. I mean, a lot of people saw it. A lot of people say it's shit. What's your thoughts on Spider-Man Lotus?
I have not watched it yet. I haven't watched it actually because
I've watched it. It sucks.
Okay, yeah, because I'll go by the timeline order from when I first heard about it to like now. Everything. Sorry, my
even
dogs.
Your dog's like, dog, it sucks.
Yeah. But when I first heard about it, I'm like, okay, this guy has a Kickstarter thing. I didn't donate money because I'm a broke ass bastard. So
aren't we all? In this economy, that's a laugh.
Yeah, but then I saw it made like $100,000 in its Kickstarter. I'm like, okay. And then I saw the Spider-Man suit and all the costumes and stuff. Everything looked pretty good. Then it got to last year, I believe, when those DM leaks got out. Yes, those leaks got out, and I was like, you fucked up your movie, man.
I'll say this. Okay, the comments were one thing. When you find out it was a little kid who got like pretty much dissed to the side because he considered the director his best friend and wanted to do this, literally syndrome.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god,
like,
really?
Damn, dude, what did you do to this kid to make him like be this petty?
Yeah, it was. But then it's like, then I'm like, okay, you're still releasing it. Like, why the fuck are you releasing it? Then you had the effects team. They showed their effects, and it looked pretty good. And I'm like, maybe I'll check it out eventually. And then once it was released, then I didn't watch it. But then I heard with what the Green Goblin actor did, and I'm like,
oh my god, that's the part I'm like, how? I was thinking, okay, I get the gist, but then that attitude, I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me.
Then I'm like, yeah, I'm not watching this piece of shit.
Okay, here's the thing. I did see the leaked version when it was coming out with the work print. I kind of preferred that if you are gonna count any positives. But okay, yeah, I piece of shit movie. And you know what? It's like they took all the worst elements from the Amazing movies and said, that's our film. I'm like, no.
Yeah, you're going backwards.
Like they took the dark, I can't see shit from 1, plus the convoluted, this makes no sense bullshit from 2.
Yes.
I will say this that I love, but this is the one positive I'll say about Lotus. It has brought to light and attention a much superior fan film, The Green Goblin's Last Stand, from 1992. It's a shot-on-shitio fan film.
Oh, I've seen it. Yes, that's
oh my
good.
god,
that's really good.
Balls on the kid who plays Spider-Man to do those. Okay, first of all, the car shots are one thing. Look, as a person who has done that in my Batman video, that's scary enough.
Yeah.
But to swing on a building just to get the shot,
I know.
bro, that takes balls.
Yeah, did you see the behind the scenes of that though? Because
I have. I'm like, he just said,
like,
I just needed the shot. I'm like, good for you, man.
Just like, yeah, the cops were actually right by, and they were like, well, just act like
fuck
you're there to do it.
They literally just said, fuck it, we need the shot.
Yeah, because it's like,
if we get arrested as long as we get that on film.
Yeah, because
kudos to them. That fan film's amazing. That I could actually consider that one of the greatest fan films I've ever seen. Like,
well, the greatest is Raiders of the Lost Ark, the adaptation.
You know, I actually, you know what's funny? I don't know if I told you the story. When I was making Kong, I had discovered these guys.
Yep. Yeah.
And I actually emailed them. I said to them, hey guys, you know, like, I'm kind of going through the same situation you guys did. You guys got any tips? And they gave me a lot of good advice on how to manage a production like that, because we kind of went through the same experience on Kong.
Okay.
Doing, like, you know, like 6 years of our lives, spending all of our money and just recreating stuff when we could. But yeah, Raiders, yeah, I always love the fan films that do the, like, you know, I'll be honest, like, modern day fan films I think are too pretentious.
Yeah.
And they just feel very spiteful because of the way studios are now, which I understand the issue. I understand the feeling, because even I'm like that with my videos, but I at least try to actually make them entertaining and not make them too pretentious. But there's much more of a charm to the shot on studio ones of the 70s to like the 90s, where they were just a bunch of kids grabbed their parents' video camera and made a movie, and that's all they needed.
Me when I was younger.
Yeah, you know what really sucks? There's one fan film I wish I grabbed before it got taken down, was the 1991 remake of The Terminator. Because
oh yeah, I've seen that. And actually, because I was like thinking, because they do say in the movie, I remember from Cinema Snob's review, it's like, oh yeah, your mother's coming in from Chicago or something like that, so it'll be like an hour. And I'm like, okay, are these guys like close by to me and stuff? And then the shot where Sarah Lee, not Sarah Connor, I don't get why the Terminator's trying to kill her before she makes brownies. I don't know, but anyways, but it's like where she's breaking up with her boyfriend. I looked, I'm like, that's literally like 15 minutes away from me. Like, I know that area. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, when I go there, I'm just going to be thinking of that shot on Shidio remake, the Terminator gunning down her boyfriend, where you just hear the bullets and he's just standing there for like 2 seconds and the blood just hits all of a sudden like it's the world's.
Well, no, what really sucks, unfortunately, is that from what I've seen, the fan film was taken. The creators took it off their channel, which bugs me because I was gonna grab it. And so I don't know how. I mean, I think Brendan Hernandez still has like contact info. I think if you email him, say, "Hey, can I get a copy of this?"
Okay.
He'd probably be okay with it, because it is a great fan film. Like, I do like that. I consider that a fan make. I came up with that term, fan makes, where they're remakes. They're fan films, but they're remakes of a popular work.
Yeah.
Like there was a Jurassic Park one. Like, honestly, I'll say this. I am wanting so badly for IndiFan Fandemic to cover both Spider-Man Lotus, because he's gonna have a fucking field day with that movie.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
But also Green Goblin's Last Stand. He should do that as a double feature.
Okay.
Hey, that'd be a good crossover for you guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you got the Marvel guy and the fan film guy. They just do like a crossover. That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
What's this? I saw a fan make of the Dark Crystal from 19. There was a.
I've seen that. I've seen that. That's actually really good. Yeah, I like that.
There's a. I mean, okay. Well, first and foremost, I have a. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. I have a confession. I've never watched.
Be careful with your words, there, man.
I've never watched the Dark Crystal.
Oh, okay.
I've seen Labyrinth. I love Labyrinth, but I haven't seen Dark Crystal.
Yeah. I actually have the Dark Crystal on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray. I have not watched it on 4K yet. I've only watched the Blu-ray, and I'm like, I gotta watch it on 4K because
I have it on Blu-ray. I think somewhere I have a bootleg. I think I have a bootleg somewhere of it that was taped in theaters back then. So.
Oh wow, okay.
Oh, there's a couple. This is what I love too. This is what's interesting. Apparently, cam copies are starting to become a very novelty collector's piece.
I've seen the 2002 Spider-Man movie, the cam copies, because you hear the audience reaction on there. I'm like, there's like some parts. I'm like, I don't remember there being laughter in my theater at that point.
There's a couple I want that I'm curious to watch. There was I know there was many copies of Jurassic Park.
I've
copies.
heard of that.
There was a whole news report about them with you see the case and what they look like. You're like, God, why do I want a print of that? But also apparently the Mask of Zorro cam copy. People were going crazy in the theater for them. Like, okay, because look, yeah, that sums up the movie. This awesome, amazing action movie with all these amazing moments. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna watch the cam copy because it's better with a live audience.
Yeah.
I would love for them to re-release that in theaters and see.
Do you remember when Revenge of the Sith had like the bootlegs with those serial numbers on top?
Yeah, you know what? Actually, what's funny? When that movie came out, my neighbor had a copy of that, and they played it on their Xbox.
Yeah, I had it. I brought it over to a friend's place, and they played it on their PlayStation 2.
Oh man, good times pirating movies on PS2.
I know. Yeah.
There was I'm sure they was actually I remember I was so obsessed with The Lion King as a kid that my mom got me a bootleg tape. A cam copy of The Lion King, and I remember clearly hearing audiences laughing, like when Timon's when it's like, oh, we're gonna fight your uncle for this. Yes, Timon, this is my home. Oh man, talk about your fixer-upper. I remember specifically hearing the audience laugh at that moment. I'm like, oh god, I wish I could find that. I know when my first copies of the original Star Wars trilogy, one of our neighbor family friends had the THX VHS release.
Oh, yeah.
Now, at the time, they were they were pretty, expensive buys. So what my parents did was they took the tapes and did the whole connect two VCRs together.
Oh, yeah,
recorded on the tape and duplicated the THX tape. So I remember I had those tapes and I wish I still had them. Those were my first prints of the original trilogy.
Okay.
I remember specifically the Empire tape. I had a copy of the Empire Strikes Back around somewhere. So just man, it's just something about I know piracy is bad.
Yeah.
But old school piracy where it was the tapes and you hear the audience reactions and stuff. There's something now kind of fascinating about those, which nobody's talked about. Nobody's done an essay on.
Yeah, actually, I still have piracy bootleg of Spider-Man No Way Home. That's because when Andrew Garfield jumps through that portal and stuff, the effects are different now than they were when it first came out in theaters.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of because I used to try to think which ones I had. Or I think I still have.
Let me close my door really quick.
There's a few. I remember the Dark Knight one. I remember getting the print of the Dark Knight. I remember getting and I remember every time there's a little blur in the edge of the screen. There's been a few of them floating around, but the VHS ones I'm the most fascinated by.
And I was going to say, I remember the first really good bootleg that I got was Captain America Civil War, because I saw it twice in the theater. Then we went to our local flea market. And
the one in Chinatown?
No, it's not. No, it's not in Chinatown. It's close by. It's in a place called Tinley Park. Well, they don't sell bootlegs there anymore. I guess they got caught, but...
Well, it's funny. I go to thrift shops and I look at the DVD section and I always notice there's sometimes bootlegs of movies, DVDs. And I'm telling the manager, you shouldn't be selling these.
Yeah. Let me get back to you on that, because there was something funny I saw with stuff like that. But Captain America Civil War, I got the bootleg of it. We popped it in the player, and it was DVD quality. It looked really good. And we had it on our Blu-ray player. And it played for 15 minutes, then it stopped, and it literally said, "We cannot play this disc. It has copyright material on there." I'm like, "Wow, Blu-ray!"
Wow, wait, how did you play it?
It was through it was a DVD, but we played it in a Blu-ray player, and we tried many other Blu-ray players, and it did that. So we had
that's kind of because I know sometimes I know there's an issue. There's a really creepy thing if you get a bootleg video game, the console will recognize it. Oh, have you not seen? No, if you go look up bootleg video game errors, they're kind of creepy because it feels like it feels like you're not supposed to be playing it. They make you feel really bad. It is literally the FBI's watching you, are just oh no.
Yeah, it's like that theory or that thing where it's oh yeah, they're looking at you through your PlayStation 4 or something like that. Or some game console, I can't remember.
Actually, there's a question here, or a comment here. Somebody said something about it wasn't Dark Crystal. I'm trying to think. There was a really big, there's a really cool one, that somebody was talking about. Where was it? There was like somebody bringing up Corpse Bride. I watched a bootleg copy of Corpse Bride until everything got them actual DVDs. I actually remember the first print I owned. When it aired, because I saw the movie. I saw Corpse Bride. It was a Halloween night at my local drive-in, and it was a double feature with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Now,
I remember seeing that. Yeah,
Corpse Bride came first, and I actually will say this about Corpse Bride. I like it more than Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay,
I like it way more. I think it has a better story. It's a more adult-centric drama. There's a great mystery behind it. The songs are I love the songs in Nightmare. Don't get me wrong, but Corpse Bride has a much better score, and there's much more perfection, and it's Tim Burton directed. Great cast, and it's a really engaging story. Like, the only thing I will say, if I ever do cover Corpse Bride at some point, I'm gonna look at Lord Barkus, and even I as a kid was like, gee, I wonder who the killer is. That was literally it, because you had the whole song about Emily's backstory.
Yeah.
Then we cut to Barkus. I'm like, gee, I wonder who the killer is. Like, as a 13-year-old, I could see that immediately. Be like, yeah, I know where this is going.
Yeah.
I know who to point fingers at. You're the killer. I think it was the first time I was really engaged in like a murder mystery, but like I caught who the culprit was right away.
Yeah.
But yeah, before Corpse Bride over Nightmare. But I remember the first copy I had, because once it aired on the Movie Network, which was at the time the Canadian equivalent to HBO.
Okay.
I actually taped it on VHS from my cable box. Which
I remember stuff. Yeah.
So yeah, that was. I think I still have that tape somewhere. I'd have to look around. But
I was gonna say, did you know they just released Nightmare Before Christmas on 4K recently for its 30th anniversary?
Yeah. Oh God, it's 30 this year, isn't it?
Yeah.
Was it 93 or 94?
It was 93, because I remember there was a video, somebody was talking about all the movies turning 30 this year, and Nightmare Before Christmas was on there. I'm like, oh my God, I was born in 96, and
how funny is that came out like a year after the controversy of Batman Returns.
Oh, yeah, that's actually why I think Burton didn't direct that movie, because he was too busy with Batman Returns. He's like, I can't do two projects at once.
That or he was just exhausted. He just, because like the studios took so much out of him with Batman Returns. He's like, oh man, yo, buddy, yo, dude, that guy, can you direct it? And also, can you direct that James and the Giant Peach movie Disney wants me to do? Yeah, because people forget that James and the Giant Peach, actually Tim Burton was involved.
Yeah. I mean, I believe it, because of the Jack Skellington pirate head thing too.
Well, it's interesting because I went to the Toronto Film Festival had a Tim Burton exhibit which had a lot of props from his movies. They had like the baby carriage from Batman Returns.
Oh, nice.
They had like I think
Rest in peace, Paul Rubens, by the way.
They had a lot of stuff from like Edward Scissorhands, Planet of the Apes, and like even some of the original cowls from Batman.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it was really cool. But they had a lot of the stop motion puppets from Corpse Bride, Nightmare Before Christmas. They were like on display in glass cases. They were the actual puppets. But they also had, I was like, wait, are those the ones from James and the Giant Peach? Wait, Tim worked on that?
I could believe it, yeah.
I could. It's the same animation, his same stop motion animation studio. But, God, James and the Giant Peach is another good one. People forget about that one.
I mean, he might have worked on it. Maybe it was like he wasn't credited or anything on there, and if anything, I don't know.
I know it was the same director as Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, I know that, but maybe it was like a ghost producing.
Yeah, sort of like executive producer, I think, or something.
Yeah, okay, because I was gonna say the only other ghost producer I know was Mel Brooks with the Jeff Goldblum Fly, and when I tell that to people, they're like, "Wait, Mel Brooks produced that movie?" I'm like, "Yeah, he produced it," because he didn't like the original, and then when they were like, "Oh no, we're gonna do it where he metamorphoses," and he's like, "Oh, I like that," and he was like, "Well, I don't want my name on there because people are gonna think it's
because
a comedy.
I'm a comedian. I'm trying to get Spaceballs 2 to set some more money."
Yeah, and then I found out from the behind the scenes too. He was like, "Yeah, because I produced that, and I also produced the original Elephant Man with John Hurt." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, no, it's funny. I have heard rumors that I don't know how well the History of the World Part 2 did on Disney Plus.
Hulu.
Right, Hulu, well, it's Disney Plus.
Yeah, but
But I've heard rumors that it did okay, but Disney Plus and Hulu has been talking to Mel Brooks about maybe actually doing Spaceballs too.
If they are, then they have to go through some legal stuff with
well, it's obviously because they tell them, can you just satire the sequel trilogy for us? Because we don't know how to do it.
Yeah, but I'm like, that's the thing, though, because if it's Spaceballs, it's MGM, which is owned by Amazon, which...
I think it's something where if Mel Brooks is involved, they'll probably be like, yeah, go ahead, Mel. We don't give a shit.
Yeah, because, I mean, I've been hearing rumors the Willow series, why that's taken off of Disney Plus, is because MGM did do Willow back then, and Lucas had ideas for sequels, and somehow they were like, wait, there's some legal stuff there, and then they're just like, fuck it, take it down until we could sell it. So, because I know the writers of that show, they were like, oh, we're not canceled, we're just put on hold. So,
what was Willow?
Yeah, for the Willow series.
Okay, yeah, because like I did watch it. I actually thought it was okay.
It was pretty good. I liked it.
Now, okay, you know what? Hey, I know there's got to be dealings with Universal, but Marvel and Disney, can y'all do a Howard the Duck too? Can Lucasfilm, Marvel, and Disney just make Howard the Duck 2? And you have an opportunity to make the first film canon to the MCU. You just have to recast Howard. Seth Green to do it.
I mean, you have Howard in the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy. He's voiced by Seth Green.
Yeah, and you know what? While you're at it, just make it a stop motion movie. Make it a giant robot chicken movie.
That'd be great.
With Howard the Duck. That's all. And hell, you can make it robot chicken like cameo in the Howard the Duck movie.
That'd be funny.
I don't get Seth MacFarlane to voice one of the characters.
Yeah. Well, I remember back when Guardians came out, they did reboot Howard's comic series, and I do have them somewhere. But the first page is like giving like a backstory of Howard. It's like, oh, he's been the subject of this, and even a George Lucas movie. And I just laughed my ass off with that. And I was like, if I could reboot Howard the Duck, I have the perfect plot. And like everything where how like he came to Earth is exactly like how it was in the original comics and stuff like that. He came to Earth, then people were discovering him. Then he's like, you know what? Maybe I could get some fame out of this. So there was a comic book series. He thought I'd go more with that. Then he started to drop a little bit in popularity. He's like, you know what? I need something bigger than this. Then it's like he signed a 3-picture deal with George Lucas. That bombed. He's like, maybe my life will turn around. Gets abducted by the Collector, and he's been...
Yeah, that's cool, but I still think you got to find a way to make that first film canon.
Well,
again, part of the multiverse. How funny would it be if Howard the Duck, the movie, takes place in the same universe as Sam Raimi's Spider-Man?
Well, actually, when you mentioned that, because remember in Spider-Man 2, it's like they're thinking of a name for Doc Ock, and then it was like, Doctor Strange. That's pretty good, but it's taken. So,
you know what? That's what I love, too. They've kind of established that Strange has traveled to that multiverse before.
Yeah, because they did confirm it in... there was something I read. They confirmed it that in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, the one Strange that's with American Chavez, that is part of Tobey's universe right there. That's Strange. And I'm like, that makes sense. That could make sense.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I know lately Marvel's been kind of sucking, so I haven't really paid too much attention. You know what I'm waiting for? You know what? Look, I'll stick around for anything with Spider-Man. But
yeah, same.
When it comes to everybody else, I just don't care. Like, you know what? I have heard Secret Wars. I do want to see that, what they're going to do with the next Avengers. But what I've heard is that they do want to capture the cover of Secret Wars, and the rumor is that Tobey is going to come back in the black suit. So yes, Emo Peter will be back.
I don't think they're going to do that. If anything, it's either going to have to be Andrew because he has not had the suit yet, or it's going to have to be Tom Holland, but he's been on and off.
No, it has to be Tobey. It has to be.
Well, I've also heard rumors that Andrew Garfield did sign up with Sony and Marvel to do 3 more Spider-Man stuff, because they were saying it's going to be Amazing Spider-Man 3 and then Secret Wars Part 1 and Part 2. And I'm like, they only said it was going to be 1 movie for Secret Wars. I'm like, unless they were going to announce something at Comic-Con, but they couldn't because of the strikes.
Have I ever told you my pitch for Amazing Spider-Man 3, what I want to do?
Oh, no, you haven't, no.
Okay. So basically, the whole premise would be in the vein of Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo.
Oh.
Now, here's the thing. The whole movie we see it's after No Way Home. Garfield's Spider-Man is actually back in business. He's doing great. He's rounding up villains. He's doing pretty good. But during his time I think he's now. I would like actually put him as like a professor at the college. Taking over from Kirk, or actually being an apprentice with Kirk Connors. Like Kirk Connors just cured of the lizard stuff, so he's actually teaching Peter. Like he's actually being an actual apprentice in the school with Kirk Connors. But as Spider-Man's doing his shtick, he constantly sees somebody we never see their face that looks like Gwen, and he's having flashbacks of Gwen. And it's very, remember in Vertigo when Jimmy Stewart's girlfriend dies, and in the second half there's somebody who looks exactly like her. Yeah, and chases her around, and then or whatever, something like that. But here's the thing: he finally corners this person who looks like Gwen, calls her out. She recognizes the name Gwen, but when he grabs her and she turns around, it's not Emma Stone. Oh, it's Bryce Dallas Howard from Spider-Man 3. Because of the multiverse debacle, that caused the thing where she ended up in the Garfield universe.
Oh, so it's kind of like the Flash moments with
Kind of, yeah. But like a little better, because look, there's no way Gwen in that timeline is going to end up with Peter because he's with Mary Jane. So have it where she ends up with Peter in the Amazing timeline. Yeah, she's a little older, but it's like, hey, you know, and maybe at this point she's Spider-Gwen. We see it like an adult, like a much more mature Spider-Gwen.
Yeah. I was going to say, too, it's interesting for me because that means Andrew's Spider-Man is the same age as me because he graduated in 2014. I graduated in 2014 as well. I'm like, okay, so...
Well, I find it funny that Garfield, when he made the first one, was actually 30.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's gonna I would do a time jump. Maybe, where it's in, like where he's in his where you have him at 40 in his 40s. So he's kind of a bit in the future. But also, I don't know why. I think a dark twist with the return of with Gwen in the Bryce Dallas Howard. Also, give her the symbiote suit. Do a symbiote Gwen. I think would be kind of cool.
I think that happened in the comics too. So
yeah, so like have it where like maybe because I like that they established in Venom that even the symbionts have traveled through multiverses. So that means that the symbiote in Spider-Man 3 is of the same family, but like maybe a bit more. Maybe you know what? Do the symbiote wars. Make it where like there's like these factions of symbiotes in space that have been fighting. So like you have the Tom Hardy Venom symbiote who's like the good faction. Then you have the evil symbiote of the Topher Grace one. I heard actually that Topher Grace was in No Way Home as the cameraman.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Yeah.
Yeah, so that means in this universe that in the MCU universe, that the current one, the main timeline, Topher Grace is still Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
So, which is interesting. See, I would love the next Holland Spider-Man to definitely have it where he gets a job at the Daily Bugle. Somehow.
Oh yeah.
And because of the whole Doctor Strange changing shit, making everybody forget, I think it would be really interesting if he altered where the Bugle goes back to being a newspaper group instead of being a podcast. Because I just want to see the Bugle back. And also, you know what I would at least do? Make the Bugle a jab at the National Enquirer.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Make it more like that's the thing. The Daily Bugle is less a New York Times and more of a National Enquirer.
Yeah.
So I think it would be cool to see like that come back to some degree.
And I know you said the symbiote wars and stuff like that, but if it didn't work for the symbiote wars right there, who would you have as the villain in that?
In Amazing Spider-Man 3?
Yeah, I'll let you go first, and then I got my own.
Okay, so I'm trying to think of villains that you know what I kind of want Scorpion. They haven't really done anything. Like I know the Holland movies did shit with Scorpion, but not enough. I want Scorpion. I want what I know they're probably saying it for the Holland movies. I want the Hobgoblin.
Okay.
Oh, I want the Hobgoblin. I want what I want is I'm trying to think of some other villains that they haven't done yet. I know they're doing the Hunter guy with I don't
Raven the Hunter,
Hunter. You know what? Black Cat. They gotta get Black Cat in there.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Black Cat has to come in at some point.
Yeah, and I was gonna say the Kraven the Hunter movie. Did you see the trailer for that yet or no?
I have. It looks okay.
Well, the thing is, because I've read the comics and stuff, and I've seen the cartoon. I know his origin is not like, oh, he was fighting a lion, then he got cut up, and the lion's blood went in him, and then he became this ultimate hunter. When that happened, I was like, "You fucked up. You fucked up."
Can we get something where it's connected to like Ghost in the Darkness or something, or that Idris Elba versus Lion movie?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. You know what's interesting? With Sony making another movie, you know what'd be cool? Find a way for the MCU to connect with 65.
Oh, oh yeah.
Can we get dinosaurs in the Marvel universe now, please?
There is. It's with the X-Men.
No, just like get dinosaurs. I don't know how.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, yeah, there's a whole other universe where it's nothing but dinosaurs. It was with the X-Men mostly because.
How can we get Godzilla in this shit? Because they have crossover in the comics. No,
the
98 Godzilla.
They have to go through Toho for that.
No, get the 98 because that's Sony. I'm sure there's some legal loophole they could get 98 Zilla, and then you can bring back Matthew Broderick.
And then you know who else they can throw it in there for the time too? It's Morbin time.
No, it'd be so funny if like the Avengers fight the 98 Godzilla and Matthew Broderick is there, but because of all the radiation and shit, he becomes Fishman.
That's a lot of fish.
And he's literally like, there's a lot where that came from. No, and then it's because it's Disney. No, it turns out Matthew Broderick, he got radioactive fish DNA, and in order to save him, they turned him into Inspector Gadget.
Oh, there you go. I mean, it's
I don't
Disney.
know how. Get Inspector
Disney,
Gadget in this. We need our Inspector Gadget reboot with Matthew Broderick. And add George of the Jungle to that. Look, Brendan Fraser can't. No, there's the Crave the Hunter. Instead of getting Firefly in the Batgirl movie, get Brendan Fraser to revive himself as George of the Jungle.
You mind if I go check out my pizza?
We just went off the rails there. What the hell's going on?
Yeah. Mind if I go check out my pizza really quick?
No worries.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Yeah. We go off the rails with our concept, guys. I am so sorry. Yeah, so we're just pitching stupid ideas for movies. This should be a show. Pitch stupid fan fiction ideas. Let's see here. Godzilla and Kong are in the DC universe. Yeah, I know. That's the only shame. Can't get them in the Marvel universe. Holy jeez, guys. Let's see here. Questions. Thoughts on Terrordrome 3000? I actually just talked to him on his stream. I just said hello to him on his stream recently. Good guy. Very excited for season 8. I binge watched all your reviews. One of my favorites when you lost around Jaws 3D. Yeah. That fun fact, when I did my intro, we were on a public beach. I actually got shit on by the cops for speaking like language, so I had to tone it down.
You got what?
Man, that was something. Anyway, let's bring him back. Where is he at? There he is.
What the hell did I just miss? I just heard you got shit on by the cops. I'm
okay,
like, what?
So in my Jaws 3D review, when I did my opening intro where I'm just screaming in my head, this movie sucks. Yeah. We were on a public beach, and there were kids, and the cops were there, and they were like, "Hey, language."
Okay. Yeah, so, I just turned on that light because I looked like a fucking vampire just with the.
No worries. Oh, here's a good question. Will J. Jonah Jameson appear? I would love to get Jameson as part of my show.
Oh god.
Maybe when I travel to the Marvel universe, it's like breaking news. We see a giant blue portal enter our universe. Is it another multiverse tomorrow? Is Spider-Man involved? I think it's somebody really good to be Jameson, though. It can't be just like a random shit.
I might know a guy because I see him sometimes at C2E2, and he's funny.
And I don't know why. I just want him to. I don't know why, but my version of Jameson, he just has a big box of Uncle Ben's.
Okay. I was just thinking.
My favorite rice. Am I right, Parker? I hate y'all bitches.
I was gonna say, there's this one guy on YouTube. He's called Melf, MELF. Look up his J. Jonah Jameson cosplay for his stuff. It's hilarious because he's like swearing and all that in the videos. And at one point, there's a Spider-Man in like the group thing when he's swearing. It's like, do you kiss your mother with that mouth? He's like, I kiss your mother with this mouth.
Okay, no, I got it. When I do my next Channel 9 news segment, it's like, we also have breaking news that the Daily Bugle has bought in Channel 9 News. So here's our new correspondent, J. Jonah Jackass Jameson. Thank you, sir. Wait, what the fuck? Fire him! Get me a picture of Spider-Man! I don't know why. I just do Jameson way too well. Parker! Like, I swear, every time I go to a Comic-Con and I see a Spider-Man, I have to go, Parker! Give me a picture of Spider-Man.
I was gonna say when you said that it's acquired by J. Jonah Jameson, I was gonna say a division by Disney.
A division of the Walt Disney Company. The boss pays me so much, and they pay me in cash and cheese. You don't want to know where the cheese comes from. Cowabunga. Now we got 4 mutant reptiles. Are they in league with Spider-Man? I don't know, but they wear color-coded masks.
You know what? Because that made me think when you said that. Because Ninja Turtles, they crossed over with Batman. I'm like,
how the fuck have they not crossed over with Spider-Man?
Exactly, yeah, because they're in New York.
I think Spider-Man would love those guys.
Exactly.
Yeah, like if they would be like a perfect it needs to be Spider-Man, Ninja Turtles, and Ghostbusters.
Oh yes.
Give me that cross. No, well here's the thing. Sony owns both of these.
I was gonna say.
How have we not gotten a Ghostbusters Men in Black crossover?
That's a good point. I think
because Sony owns both of them. They both take place in New York.
Yeah.
How have we not done Men in Black meets Ghostbusters? They're two organizations. One hunts the paranormal. One hunts the extraterrestrials. They're both supernatural fighters.
And I mean, Dan Aykroyd believes in both of them, so...
Yeah, so how have we not gotten Ghostbusters meets Men in Black? I think that'd be cool. Imagine then, like, you have ghost aliens.
Oh.
Or invisible aliens. So maybe aliens come to Earth, come to New York. People think it's paranormal investigations. The Ghostbusters come in, but then the Men in Black, which are run by the government, come in and say, sorry guys, you don't have a permit here. We're with the government, so you can't be here. But we got paid to do the gig. Well, this is government property now.
Oh, yeah.
And then and then the Ghostbusters work with the Men in Black, but the government doesn't want the Ghostbusters because the Ghostbusters refuse to hand in their technology. Maybe that's why the Ghostbusters don't work with the Men in Black, because the government wants the supernatural technology that the Ghostbusters have, and Egon's like, no, fuck you guys.
Well, it can't be Egon because
well, you know what I mean? Like whoever runs Ghostbusters now. I can't remember which one would that, but would that be Dan Aykroyd? Yeah,
it would be Dan. It might be Stantz, or it might be Winston, because
it'd be Winston. It'd probably be Winston. He'd probably be like
the after credit scene in the last one. Yeah,
it's like sorry, Gov, no can do.
And then Stantz would be like, I'm just trying to sell my Crystal Head vodka. I believe in aliens and ghosts and all that.
That'd be a great crossover.
I just still remember JonTron when he talked about that.
Why are we writing better screenplays than Hollywood right now?
I don't know.
I'm like Rich Evans. We should be getting paid for this fucking
exactly,
shit.
Yeah. And I've told you my idea for an Indiana Jones fan film, I think, right?
Yeah, it's the
Don't say the title. Don't say the title. I don't want anyone stealing my ideas. So,
Have you seen the crossovers with Indiana Jones, Lara Croft, and Nathan Drake? But it's basically My Short, but bigger budgets.
I have not. No.
Okay, so there's one where they're chasing an artifact, and they literally shot it in Cairo or some sort of like city like that. They just did a sequel, and they shot it in Kauai.
Oh wow!
And all I'm thinking is that must have cost $1 million.
Probably, yeah.
You are way too expensive for this shit. They shot the same island as Jurassic Park, and they have the Gestapo guy from Raiders trying to chase them down. So basically, Lara Croft's fighting Nazis, which I'm like, awesome. She's like shooting them with a bow and arrow. I'm like, fuck yeah, go old John Rambo.
Yeah. Oh, this just popped in my head because they just released Dial of Destiny on digital yesterday.
Yeah.
I was on Facebook. One of the things that promoted the digital thing was 20th Century Studios horror. And I'm like, wait, what? And I look in one of the comments and it says, yes, that was a horrible movie. And I'm like, fuck you.
I don't even get how Fox would get rights to Indiana Jones. That's paramount.
I mean, with Disney, maybe like some, but I don't know.
Hey, guys, look, Fox has some extra money we could use for reshoots.
Oh God, probably.
Hey, look, it's the extra money from that Fantastic Four sequel they never fucking made because it sucked.
Yeah, and the thing is, that's the reason why there's so many box office bombs, is because they just put so much goddamn money in these reshoots and everything that like if it gets like pushed back with like
really
all the writers and
as
stuff.
bad as I thought it was. Honestly,
I know.
Battle of Destiny. It wasn't as okay. I mean, I know it's not a great movie. It's kind of pointless because look, it all ended after 3. But you know what? It's a good way to close the character. The wokeness was kind of dialed down.
Yeah.
Intended.
Yeah.
You know what? Here's what I think it is, and this is just a terrible joke. I am under the assumption that the reason it was dialed down because George Lucas's name was just slapped on those credits as a producer. I guarantee he stormed into Lucasfilm like fucking Big Weld and robots going after Ratchet and went up to Kathleen Kennedy and said, okay, listen here, you dumb bitch. We got one rule here and one rule only. You can destroy Star Wars. You can destroy Willow. You can rape Howard the Duck for all I care. Leah Thompson has been doing that for 40 fucking years. But if there's one thing South Park taught us, no one violates Indiana Jones but me, Toots. You got that? And she's like, okay, George. You're the boss. I think that's how it went down. Because if anybody's going to destroy Indiana Jones, it's George.
Probably. You know what? That's what South Park should do. They should continue that where it's like they're like,
Where
oh my God,
Kennedy wants to take it, grab an indie, and George Lucas is like, no, fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
No, it's really like Team 4-Star where like Cell's about to absorb 17 and says, I will even destroy the mighty Goku. And 16's like, would you care to rephrase that, you son of a bitch? It's like, well, wait, 16, I thought you were programmed to kill Goku. This cell is comprised of 10% of Son Goku's DNA. These numbers are acceptable. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was Battle of Destiny was okay.
I actually liked it better than Crystal Skull, obviously, and I liked it better than Temple of Doom.
I like Crystal Skull.
I do too, yeah, but it's like it's on the bottom of my list.
The only thing is, had you not shown the aliens, I think it would have been made the point and it would have been passable.
Yeah, well, the thing is, because they had specials about like the real life Crystal Skulls, and
I know, but if you just kept it a mystery, if you just didn't show them, if you kept them like spiritual or supernatural, don't even show the fucking flying saucer. Everything was great until you showed the fucking creatures and the UFO.
I guess a little bit, but it's like when knowing the history and stuff of the real Crystal Skulls, I'm like, they're gonna show them. So I wasn't disappointed with that.
I mean, yeah, everything else was fine. Like, I actually, you know what, my favorite scene, I went back and watched it again. I'm like, you know what? That jungle chase scene is awesome. That's a fun scene. I don't give a shit if people bitch about Shia LaBeouf fuck swinging around like Tarzan. I don't care. Because you know what? I miss those type of movies. The jungle chase. Like I love the part where it's like, where Mac, it's like, Jonesy! I was like, hiya, Mac! And I love the sword fight on the two vehicles and what's the name of the girl? Marion. Right? Marion. She's like, counter your foot, repulse. This isn't a match, Mom.
Yeah, I like that stuff. Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. Shia LaBeouf is dead. He was killed at Nam.
Yeah, I know. I love how everybody, because my dad's in the chat right now, he'll get a laugh at this. Spoilers, Dad. Shia LaBeouf dies in Dial of Destiny, and he was killed in Vietnam. So all my friends were like, did your dad kill Shia LaBeouf? And I'm like, no.
Yeah, I know you don't watch this channel, Hack the Movies, but I did watch their Dial of Destiny review, and they were like making like jokes, and they did like Photoshop stuff where it's like, you know what, let's Photoshop Shia LaBeouf from Crystal Skull and like other Vietnam movies, like
put him in Platoon, and he's just
just like, hey, did you just see Shia LaBeouf swinging in the background? Like it's like Full Metal Jacket when the guy is like shooting up the place. It's like the Shia LaBeouf's like, no,
just put him in Full Metal Jacket, and Vincent D'Onofrio just shot him.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, just there was another Vietnam movie. Forrest Gump. It's like when Forrest is carrying people, it's like Shia LaBeouf's just running away. Like,
fun fact, actually, that whole Vietnam sequence was actually shot, I think, in like South Carolina or Florida.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because here's the thing: you look at all these Vietnam movies; they're never shot in Vietnam. They're never, because of the country politics. Kong Skull Island was the first American Hollywood film shot in native Vietnam.
Wow.
And how appropriate that it's a Viet Cong movie. So it was the first film shot there, because once the government started dying down their policies, they started letting Hollywood come in and film movies there.
Mm-hmm.
So Kong Skull Island was the first one to really film in the legit jungles, which I'm like, that's interesting.
Wow.
We've gone through how many years of Vietnam movies, and they're all not shot in Nam?
Yeah.
They're not, like, most of them are shot in Hawaii or the south of southern swamplands, or you know, or Florida.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I was gonna say because it was last year I went to Disney World, and I found this out from somebody on YouTube, where Disney World is right now. That used to be all like marshland and stuff. They filmed a Creature from Black Lagoon there originally back in the 40s.
Oh, right. Well, I think they filmed that they also filmed it at the Universal backlot. I know.
Yeah.
In Jurassic Park 3, when they have the boat going down the river, that was the same area they shot the Creature from the Black Lagoon movies.
Oh, okay.
Actually, you know what? Fun fact: the final scene with the Spinosaur, that was shot at Falls Lake. Falls Lake is a actual lake built in the backlot. The first movie filmed and built for it was Jaws: The Revenge. They had filmed the whole final scene, like the climax, because they didn't want to go film in the water, so they had a controlled area with the shark.
Yeah.
Was all filmed in Falls Lake. They had built this tank. They had built the big backdrop, and that's where they shot it. But it's been used on other movies. It was used on Jurassic Park 3. It was used on a bunch of other films. In fact, I remember going to the Universal backlot, did a tour of it in 2010, and when I was there, they were filming Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides.
Oh, wow.
On Falls Lake, and it was the lighthouse scene with the mermaids.
Okay.
Where they shot it, and I saw the sets. I saw the boats. I saw the lighthouse.
Did you see Johnny Depp?
Seeing them set that up. They weren't shooting in the day. It was a night shoot.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But you did see them set up the set, which was pretty fun. And actually ironic. It was right next to the cabin from The Great Outdoors.
Oh, okay. Because I was thinking, I'm like, didn't they shoot that in the day? I'm like, oh, that's the 5th movie with the sharks. I'm getting the Pirates movies.
No. Yeah, that's the 5th movie. No. Pirates 4 had the zombies, Blackbeard, and the mermaids.
Okay.
And actually, you know what I realized? The director of the live-action Little Mermaid, Rob Marshall, the reason Disney hired him was because, hey, this guy directed Pirates 4, and that had mermaids. There's our pitch. There's our prototype for a Little Mermaid pitch. So let's get him to direct it. Because he knows how to direct mermaids.
Yeah.
Except these ones don't eat your flesh.
Yeah, I remember too, it was when that one came out, in Disney in the Pirates ride, they added like the mermaid skeleton up on the thing when you go through.
I like the 4th one. I'll say this. I kind of like it more than 2. Like, I'll be real. Dead Man's Chest, when it came out, was good, but I watch it now. It's way too much. It's way too long. It's overly complicated. It just I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me. I like the sword fight on the wheel. That shit's awesome.
I still like.
Other than that, it's repetitive of the first one. It's got too many complicated plots. And at least with the 3rd one, they not only conclude them, but I like the 3rd one more because it's a big, giant war film. Sea war film. But the 4th one I like because it's just back to basics. It's back to a simple story. It's not as complicated as 2. It's more simplified. It focuses on Jack. It focuses on Barbossa, who, by the way, is the best character of all 6 films. That guy is like the unsung hero of the franchise.
Yeah.
At this point, fuck the Turners, fuck Jack Sparrow. Barbossa's the main character to me. Barbossa over time became the best character. He was the guy with an actual arc.
Yeah. Oh, and he had a daughter in the 5th one, right?
Yeah, and
I'm forgetting that.
The 5th film great because at the last scene where he's gonna die and sacrifice himself, the daughter's like, "What am I to you?" And he says, "Treasure." And I'm like, oh, that's so cute.
The thing is, the 5th one, I barely remember it.
I have a tradition with the Pirates movies. I saw from the 1st one to the 6th one all at the drive-in. They were drive-in pictures, right? So I remember seeing the 5th one. It was like, tradition. You have to see it at the drive-in. And I barely remember it. Like, I remember a lot of, I remember the execution scene's great. I barely remember the villain, but Barbossa was the only thing. I'm like, I'm with this guy. This guy is the best part of the series. Because I think the fifth one, I will admit, is the worst. It is really phoned in. But that's the thing with all the Pirates movies, especially the sequels. They're not great. They're not even good, but they have fantastic moments. They have great moments.
I agree.
And so it's one of those things where it's like, I'll sit through the first two or the first three, and I'll sit through 4. 5 is the one I'd say. And also, you know what I hate about the fifth one the most? Why did you put a post-credit scene in? Why?
Because
that was so... You finished the story.
But there was got to be the adventures of Will and Elizabeth.
I don't give a shit. Their story's over. What's Will Turner doing now? Playing PlayStation 2 racing games and making actual kids who play those games play actual NASCAR. What kind of concept for a video game movie is that?
Is he in that movie?
Yeah, Orlando Bloom. He's one of the guys who's managing the racers, the gamers turned racers.
Okay, because I was like, what is he doing in his career right now? I'm like, I guess he's doing that.
He's doing a video game movie. I don't know. Can we get him in like a Resident Evil movie or something? Like, I don't know. I think this is actually the first movie for what's called PlayStation Productions. Because you have Nintendo coming in with and Sega. They've got their movie studios. Now PlayStation's getting involved.
A Sony production?
Yeah, but they literally say PlayStation Productions.
Oh, God.
Okay, if the logo for PlayStation Productions has the old school PS1 logo, then in the theater, I'm like, you know what? Sold. I'll watch these PlayStation movies.
Oh my God, I just looked at my phone and it said somebody subscribed to me. I'm like, I know you were saying go subscribe to my channel and stuff, so keep it going. Can we get a fucking you know what? Actually, PlayStation. If this takes off with Grant, I don't know if you own the license anymore, but I don't know, work a deal with Universal. Get a Spyro movie going. Oh, that'd be good.
Get Spyro the Dragon. Adapt the first 3 games, because to me, they were the crown jewel of. Hang on a sec. Because for me, I grew up with the PlayStation 1. They were the crown jewel of this fucking console. Oh,
you still have the box. Nice.
Yeah, I found a PS1 in the box at Value Village. Works great. $30.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, and I like the Spyro trilogy. Well, I have the Spyro trilogy. Hang on. I have it here. Hang on. This to me is the definitive games on the console. The Spyro trilogy.
Okay.
So it's all 3 games. Actually, this box set is actually rarer than getting the actual games.
Oh, nice.
Like I think I paid $75 for this. Now it goes for like $200.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So because it comes with all 3 of the original games. So, yeah, all 3 of the original games are in here. So, for me, these were the essentials. And if you ever get a PlayStation 1, you have to get the trilogy. You can get the remaster, but get the OG trilogy because the Spyro games are the shit.
Gotcha.
Great soundtrack, great story.
Yeah,
fantastic. I mean, I've got my fair share of PS1 games. I mean, like, I got most of the stuff I grew up with, like A Bug's Life. Okay, the A Bug's Life game on PS1 is a piece of shit. It's a piece of shit.
It is, yeah.
But can I just say that the soundtrack is slaps?
I remember, yeah.
Because you know that there's one track, I think it's the second level with the tunnels, right?
Yeah, I don't think I made it past the first level as a kid.
Okay,
so.
Listen to the track, the tunnel one, because that is something out of like, that should be in like Ghost of Tsushima, or I can't remember what that samurai game is.
Okay.
Like, it sounds like a Kurosawa samurai film.
Gotcha.
So ironic because A Bug's Life is based on a Kurosawa movie, actually.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, did you know that? Like, A Bug's Life was based on one of the Akira Kurosawa movies.
I didn't know that. No,
it's basically a samurai film but with bugs.
Yeah, I still have 7 Samurai on Blu-ray, and I still have to watch it because I know that's one of the inspirations for Star Wars.
Yeah, I remember the one game, you know what? I like the Tarzan game on PS1.
I remember that too, yeah. That was
Tarzan,
great.
Rugrats Search for Reptar is a classic.
Never played that one.
Okay, hang on. Search for Reptar is a great game. It was, I think, their first Nickelodeon game. What they did was, the premise is that the babies have to get all the pieces to their Reptar puzzle. If you get all the puzzle pieces, you can play a Reptar level. In the back, you can see, like, you can play it where you can actually destroy the city, right?
Okay.
But what was really clever about this game, they took episodes from the show and turned them into levels.
Oh, wow.
So, like, and I recognize all of them because I'm a big fan of the show. So there's, like, they have a miniature golf course game, which is based on the Ice Cream Mountain episode.
Okay.
Where they, like, go and do, like, Ice Cream Mountain. You have, Circus Angelicus, which is where she wants to do a circus. So they turn that into a series of mini challenges where you have to, like, get the babies over certain obstacles in order to beat the level. You have the Seventh Voyage of Cynthia, where Spike's in the sewer. You play a Spike, and you have to get Cynthia. You have the Visitors from Outer Space. You have one of my favorite episodes, Grandpa's Teeth, where it's that.
I remember that.
Remember that big garden party, that big party that Grandpa has to play at this band with the saxophone, but he loses.
Oh yeah. Now I do.
And then the goose, that scary ass goose.
Oh yeah.
Right, that chases Chucky. Well, here's the thing: in the game, it's actually scarier.
Oh jeez.
Because the thing is, the goose will kill you, and you're playing as Tommy. The goose will kill a baby. What the hell, PlayStation? Rated E for everybody.
I was gonna say, what is it rated?
Like if you're Tommy and you're trying to beat the goose will kill you. That goose is out for blood.
I'm just picturing the game over screen as you're dead, your friends are dead, you're fucking
you dumb baby, you're fucking dead. Right.
Oh,
when you really think about it, this game's kind of fucked up.
It is, yeah.
There's like aliens and shit, but it's a good game. If you get, I think, like, I paid like $20 for it, but you know what? It's worth the $20. It's a fun little game.
Yeah.
It really captures the magic of the show. Kadigarus did a great review of this. Kadigarus is all about this game.
Okay.
But I love it. And I know it's funny because I didn't know this, that they made a sequel to it. It's about like film studios. I'm like, why has nobody? Because I remember I always thought the second game was Rugrats in Paris, which I did play and it sucked.
Oh, okay.
Rugrats in Paris on PS1 sucked.
Yeah. Have you ever played on PS1? I'm saying PS1. I still have it for Dreamcast. It's better on Dreamcast with the graphics. Star Wars Jedi Power Battles.
Okay, you know what's funny? When I was a kid in the late 90s, I used to go to Blockbuster and I used to rent all the Star Wars games on PS1.
Yeah.
I played Phantom Menace, did not like it. There were only two things I liked. I liked that they include the Duel of the Fates music video on the game.
Yeah.
But also, I was one of those assholes where in the opening scene where you come across TC-14 where you just kill her.
Oh, yeah.
No, for real, it's like, welcome. I am TC-14. Protocol's droid and 7 times.
Yeah, I remember doing that too.
I always love killing TC-14. Like, here's the thing. I love TC-14. Like, TC-14, I remember seeing that movie. I'm like, I like this character. I don't care if it's only one scene.
Yeah,
TC-14 is awesome.
I was gonna say, like, how do you think that character's awesome?
Well, I mean, like, how about the bigger question is, how the fuck do you know what the name of the droid is?
Well, didn't she say it in the movie?
Yeah, like, I only know, like, see, I don't know all the names of all the droids, but I do know, like, I know C-3PO, R2-D2, Chopper, R4, Red, I think is the one that had the bad motivator.
R5-D4.
See, you know that because you're a big
I'm the bigger nerd.
You've been spending way too much time on Wikipedia.
Yeah. Well, I know R5-D4 because they had a book for the 40th anniversary of Star Wars called A Certain Point of View, where it's every character in the background or characters that are not in the movie, they have their own short little story.
Okay, you can finally answer this for me. What the fuck is Tashi Station and what the fuck are power converters?
Tashi Station, that was like a little area, like a little workshop area that Luke and his friends basically hung out at. Power converters, I can't remember for the life of me. It was just like, I think like power cell things. I'm not sure.
To like just add, like, I guess to boost up whatever he was working on.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Maybe it was used to kind of like juice up his T16.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, because
see, I love the joke where Tashi Station is a strip club and the power converters are a group of dancers.
Yeah, I remember that from Robot Chicken. Yeah.
Yeah, or no, I think what was it? There's a Lego film that did that where it's like, and by Tashi Station you mean strip clubs.
Oh yeah,
hookers, right?
Yeah. I was gonna say too, because when it came to like Tashi Station and stuff, the best thing that they ever did with that in anything Star Wars was the radio dramas, because it was the first episode of the A New Hope radio drama, because you have Mark Hamill voicing Luke Skywalker in there, and he's
please tell me he whines as the character.
A little bit, because he does.
All right, that's good. That's good, Mark. Keep bitching.
Yeah, because it's his friend Wendy, who's a guy. Wendy, I'm not gonna go deep into that, but just it's I don't know what Luke
I identify as a Twi'lek.
There you go, yeah. But he's like, oh, let's see that tape, Skywalker. It's like, give it back, Wendy. Just like, okay, there we go. And Wendy is actually more annoying than Luke, because it's like, aha, applicant's information packet, Imperial Space Academy.
Bitch, shut up.
Exactly, yeah. I'm just like, wow. If you thought Luke was whiny, listen to that. You're gonna be like, this character is whiny. But
yeah, what was it? Because I know, what do I have? Star Wars. Okay, it's all the way back there. I can't reach it. I think I have the complete visual dictionary somewhere.
Okay,
which was one of my favorite Star Wars books growing up. Actually, Great Man has a great question. 2 questions actually.
Okay.
Thoughts on the Rugrats movies? Oh, you mean the Rugrats trilogy?
It's been a long time.
You can technically call it a trilogy.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've
seen
them.
You know what? They actually are surprisingly way too good for their subject, for their IP. Like, when you think the Rugrats trilogy, you think fart jokes, you think silly, stupid movies. They surprisingly hold up really well.
Okay.
Like, I watched the first one again a while ago. Never thought the Rugrats would make me laugh my ass off, but also cry.
Yeah.
The first one kind of got me.
I remember.
God damn. No, my favorite joke in the first movie is where all the kids go missing. And for once, the cops show up.
Yeah.
Because there's children missing. The police are going to get involved.
Yeah.
We're not going to have another John Bonet on our hands here, okay?
I was going to say, I know Robot Chicken did a parody with that where it's like literally...
What the fuck, Stu?
Yeah, because I was going to say, I just love when Tommy is like, after doing this, jumping that, and getting in between a gang war, I got my Reptar now. I'm like, I want to see that episode where
the best war. Joke is because of course it's a grandpa joke, because grandpa is the best character.
He is.
He over time has become the best character of the show. Because there's a line that pretty much contradicts the history of the world through the Nickelodeon universe. Because Dee Dee says to Stu, I can't believe you left them with your father. The man slept through Pearl Harbor, for heaven's sakes. I sounded the alarm as soon as I could. I'm like, holy shit. Grandpa started World War II in the Nickelodeon universe. If he had not fallen asleep when the Japanese were coming in to bomb Pearl Harbor, America wouldn't have gotten involved.
Yeah.
That's kind of fucked up, Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
But that is the best joke in that movie. The second one, you know what's funny about the second one? That introduced me to The Godfather.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Because it literally, the best joke there, the whole wedding is a big satire to The Godfather. But over time, when I see because it's funny, because I remember in the movie, Angelica's parents are like, where'd you go?
Sorry, closing the door a bit more. I can't open it.
I remember in the Angelica's parents at the dance were saying, I can't believe Angelica saw that movie last night. And she's like, oh, well, she only saw a scene or two. It couldn't have made an impression. The next cut is Phil and Lil going, Father, we found this in our crib, and it's the head of a seahorse, of a rocking horse. And I'm like, did you just make a reference to one of the most darkest moments of that film? I'm like, that's ingenious. So now you have to realize, Angelica saw that scene with the decapitated horse head in the bed.
And then she got inspired to...
And on top of that, it doesn't affect her at all.
Oh,
no, like, this is a little girl who, in a meme recently, knocks on a door, and there's a naked man in a diaper who says, hey, pull my finger! Have you not seen the scene? It's
like I've said, it's been a long time since I've seen those movies.
I gotta pull this up right now. It is so fucked up. I'm like, what the hell, Nickelodeon?
Jesus Christ.
What is wrong with you? What the hell is wrong with you? Oh my god. This is an actual scene in the show. And I'm like, what is wrong with you, Nickelodeon? No, but the next cut, it's even more fucked up. Hang on, you have to see this shit.
Oh god.
It's so fucked.
I am scared.
Okay, just here we go, okay? Here we go. You have to see it to believe it.
Oh god, I'm scared.
Wait, did I share audio? Hang on, let me make sure I shared audio. Let me make sure because you have to hear the audio of this. It's like, what the fuck? Okay, share tab. Okay, it should work. Okay, here we go. Ready? Here we go.
Hey, pull my finger!
What the fuck? I guarantee you, that was a Dan Schneider call.
Oh god.
Dan Schneider wrote that scene. It comes out of nowhere.
Oh god.
And then you come to the cops and why is Stu in the police car?
I don't want to picture anymore after that.
Watch the show. It's kind of fun to watch as an adult because you're just like, what the fuck was I watching at 5?
Yeah.
Exactly, Martin. You know, for kids.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Help!
I was gonna say it's like when I watched because I picked up the DVD set of Jimmy Neutron like last year, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna watch it. And then there's like one part, Jimmy's dad goes like, oh well, there was one time in college I sat on a banana, then it changed my life forever. And I'm like,
what?
Oh, okay.
Oh my god! Yeah, old school Nickelodeon, man. They pulled. This is the same people who did Ren and Stimpy. They did not.
I know. Yeah.
Shit.
Well, actually, there was one I just saw on TikTok where it was iCarly, the old iCarly, I should say. Sam and Freddie, they're about to break up, and then they kiss one more time, and then the elevator opens up. It's like, it's 10 whatever right now. You want to break up?
Yeah, BigJackFilms. This was a costume party going on, and the babies woke up during it, thinking it was a genie wish come true. And the guy in the diaper was one of the guests who babies locked about. Okay, so that's the context.
Okay, but
out of context, it's so fucked up.
Yeah, it is. But anyways, what I was saying, it's like they're like, oh, it's 10 whatever. It's like, you want to break up at midnight? Yeah, sure. Then they go in the elevator, and the elevator closes. I'm like, oh. I was preteen going into teenage. I'm like, I didn't think of it like that. I'm like, they're fucking in that elevator until midnight, then they're breaking up. I'm like, oh.
It's the exact same as seeing two people fuck in a screening of March of the Penguins.
That's still my favorite.
You know of that legendary story.
I do, yes. And I did ask Brad, I'm like, what theater is that? He's like, oh, it's a theater in Springfield. It's like 3 hours away from me. He's like, it's a nice theater. And he was like,
we should try to find it.
I know. Well, the thing is, the night I went to go see Ant-Man when it opened up, there was another shitty movie playing, and I'm walking out, and there was it was like literally like 5 minutes away from me. And I was like, there was people walking out of that theater. I'm like, what's up? And they were like, what's so funny about that? They're like, oh, there was two people fucking right behind us the whole time. I'm like, are you fucking serious? I went back, there was nobody there. I'm like, what? I could have found them. I could have given the info to
what movie?
I would have been like, I can't remember. I was just like, I think I found them.
Okay, hang on. I'm going to Google this right now. What movies came out the same weekend as Ant-Man?
It might not have been like the same weekend. It might have been like a few weekends before or something.
I'm gonna look this up right now.
Yeah,
I am quite curious about this. That's fucking funny. What other movies is Ant-Man in? So they don't tell you what movies came out during Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me look up Ant-Man release.
That was
July
July
17th. Okay,
2015.
movies that came out July 17th. That came out July 17th, 2015. And check. Okay, so there was God, it doesn't even say what. Okay, let me see here. They just show like time frames. More items. Okay, movies that released July 17th. Ant-Man, Trainwreck, Irrational Man, Leela and Eve, Joe Dirt 2, Beautiful Loser.
What? Maybe it was that. I don't know.
They made a Joe. What the fuck? Like they made a Joe Dirt 2, and like half the fucking cast from the first one. Christopher Walken's in
it. What?
Okay, so it's David Spade, Fred Wolf, Patrick Warburton, Dennis Miller, Christopher Walken. They all came back for the sequel.
Yeah, I guess so. I knew there was a sequel.
Mr. Holmes, and Ardor. I guarantee it was probably Ardor.
Probably.
I cannot believe in it because I like the first Joe Dirt. I think that's genuinely funny.
It is, yeah. But anyways, yeah. But I remember I asked Brad. I was like, "Oh, what theater is that?" And he was like, "Oh, it's in Springfield." He's like, "It's a nice theater and stuff." And I joked around with something like, "Oh, well, since Alvin and the Chipmunks came out at the same time as The Force Awakens, that I'm like, I wonder what if anyone was in there." And he was like, "Well, the next day when we went to go see that Chipmunks movie, we were the only two in the theater. It was him and somebody else." It's like, and then there was one other guy who went way far in the back dark corner of the theater. We're like, "Oh, well, we hope he's enjoying the movie." Like, and I was just joking. I'm like, yeah, all of a sudden during the movie, you just hear from the back, "Oh, Alvin. Oh, Alvin. Oh, Alvin."
You know what's funny? I was at Fan Expo and Jason Lee was there as a guest.
Oh, nice.
I guarantee somebody asked him about those Chipmunks movies.
I'm sure, yeah.
I mean, like, see, when I went to Fan Expo, here's who I met. I met Jody Benson.
Okay.
Who signed, do I have it here? Shit, where'd I put it? Hang on.
I think I saw, on your social media.
Hang on, it's somewhere here.
But yeah.
Okay, I don't have it on me now, but she signed my copy of The Mighty Kong. People ask me, like, oh, what'd she think of the movie? And she said, she honestly told me it was a check job, but she liked working with Dudley Moore and the Sherman brothers because of their connections with Disney. So it's like, okay. Yeah. It's much like when I met Corey Feldman, I asked him about The Magic Voyage.
Oh, God.
Oh, no, he said that was a piece of shit. That was a check job, but he got to work with Dom DeLuise, which he appreciated.
Yeah.
Him and Dom apparently got on really well. But I met Jody Benson.
Yeah.
I met Alexis Tipton.
Okay.
Who is a voice actress at Funimation. She's the voice of Outer Mocha and Rosario Vampire. Nothing but utter sweet things to say. Gotcha. She is such a sweet lady. And then I also met, there was actually a surprise guest there that I didn't know was coming. I think her name's Kieran Ashley. She was Aisha in Power Rangers.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The second Yellow Ranger. I had no idea she was going to be there. But she was. I was like, "Oh, surprise guest! Oh, cool!" And I talked to her a bit about the Power Rangers movie, so I can put that in. But yeah, I didn't know. So I think it's funny because I've met, I think in total, like I met a few of the Rangers. I met some of the guys from Dino Thunder. Gotcha. I think I met the Blue and White Ranger from Dino Thunder.
Okay.
I met Austin St. John. He was really nice. The original Red Ranger. I've met Amy Jo Johnson because she's a local here.
Okay.
Pink Ranger, and I've met Kieran Ashley, who's the second Yellow Ranger. Never got a chance to meet Jason David Frank.
Same here. Unfortunately. Yeah.
I want to meet David Yost because he seems like a nice guy.
I met him. I shook his hand. Yeah.
He's a nice guy, right?
Yeah, he's really nice. Yeah.
Are you excited to see him in Cosmic Fury?
Yeah, I am.
Because I heard it's going to be only 10 episodes, and it's going to be the final season.
Okay.
Of Power Rangers, like ever.
Oh wow!
Like this is the final chapter of this 30-year series.
Oh,
and you know what? I'm starting to realize why they're probably going to stop after this. One, probably because the Sentai, they don't know what's going on with this. I think the Sentai is on a bit of a break.
Okay.
But also, I think it comes down to ever since Jason David Frank passed, because look, Linkara was right. It's the Tommy Oliver show featuring the Power Rangers.
Exactly, yeah.
How do you continue a show without your most popular character?
Yeah, exactly.
That's like I know they've got sort of a revival of Batman the Animated Series coming out, but ain't
How
gonna
are you
be the
gonna
same
do it
without Kevin
without Kevin
Conroy.
Conroy? Yeah.
So it's like, how do you do Power Rangers without Jason David Frank? You know, especially after Once and Always kind of showed that he didn't die.
Yeah.
He was just captured. So, yeah, I heard it's, well, that's the thing. It's supposedly the final season, Hewy, because they've been saying it all over social media. This is the last season.
Okay.
I mean, we'll have to see how it does. I think it's more about it's, but here's the thing. We've heard that story before. In Space, Wild Force, RPM were always said the final season, but look, it still kept going.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see. Maybe they'll like do something different. Maybe they'll do a redo. Maybe they'll do a like a reboot, or they'll like continue it in a different way. But I think just in terms of just mainstream Power Ranger stuff, I think this might be it.
As long as it's not like the reboot movie.
Yeah, that sucked. That was terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny with Power Rangers. It's just, you know, it's been going on for 30 fucking years.
Yeah.
I was there when the tail end of the Mighty Morphin era happened. I'm 31, so it's like,
yeah, wow.
I can feel the age of the Rangers.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, I might do something. No, I'm probably gonna. I want to cover the first Power Rangers movie, like the original.
Say, yeah.
But I do want to definitely do something with the Rangers in it again, because I had such a good time with the first one. I just gotta find time to talk to my Ranger buddies, because I have a few Ranger buddies.
Gotcha.
Who came in, and actually, what's funny is that I can show actually. One of our questionnaires here asked this, was very adamant about it. Am I a fan of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Well, I have a picture that could pretty much sum up how I feel about the Turtles.
Okay. I was going to say, with
Does this answer your question?
Yeah.
I think that answers the question. Yes, I do like the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
But am I like a hardcore fan? Nah.
Yeah.
Here's my opinion on the Turtles. Never fully watched the cartoon, the original cartoon. I know it's coming back to Nickelodeon, so I got a chance. My first introduction to the Turtles was actually I had for my birthday one time, I think it was like my third or fourth birthday, I got one of those books on tapes you used to get, like back in the day, like the video, the cassette tape. Yeah. I had the cassette tape with a comic book series. Like there was a 3-part comic book arc that was pretty much a retelling of the whole origins of the Turtles, from like their first introduction with April to the battle with Dimension X.
Yeah.
All told in 3 volumes. And I had the audio tape, and that was my first introduction to the Turtles, because the Turtles were before my time, so I kind of missed out. My cousin was into the Turtles. I was not. I did grow up at least with the first 2 films. I did see the first film. I did see the second film. I always liked the second film more than the first. Because it's weird, because again, I haven't grown up much with Turtles, because like it was just not really my thing.
Yeah.
But I do like the Turtles. I watched Next Mutation. I did watch Next Mutation only because they crossed over with the Power Rangers, and also I was waiting for Beast Wars to start, and that was the only thing on. Was Next Mutation. So there was that. And then I did see TMNT, which I did really like. Hello, okay, we got a third guest in, everybody. Before we continue. But yeah, I grew up with TMNT. I was gonna go see the first Bay movie, but I saw Battle of Gods instead. So Turtles is just nah for me. I like the Turtles, but I'm not a fan. But we have our next person here, which Buckle Barnes, you will be probably hanging out with soon. He's a huge guy in the Reviewverse. LightPostFilms, everybody.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello. LightPostFilms. This is Buckle Barnes, aka HIPSTERWHOVIANJEDI.
Hello.
We have a challenge for you, Brock. When you get to Fandemic, the next bit of Fandemic, we want you to do a double feature. Spider-Man Lotus. You have to cover Spider-Man Lotus.
Yep.
But to counter its shittiness, you gotta watch The Green Goblin's Last Stand.
All right.
And
definitely,
Buckle Barnes here will be Spider-Man for you if you need Spider-Man.
Yep.
He's our go-to Peter Parker.
Yeah.
So, how you doing? Welcome to the 20,000. We've had 20,000 subscribers.
Yay.
Woo!
You look tired. Did you have a long day at work?
Yes. I am sweating as hell. And, oh, God, just had to put up with like a ton of crap.
Why do you look like why do you look like Edward Nygma after he got back from his apartment in Batman Forever? You're sort of stuck where you are, but in your dreams you can buy expensive cars.
I was gonna say, now that you mention that, because Kevin Smith said he's seen the Schumacher cut of Batman Forever.
Yeah,
Like,
I think it's happening.
It's when is it coming out? Have they announced
I don't
anything?
know, but let's go.
Doubt it. Given that he's dead.
Yeah, I mean,
They
I don't
probably
know.
no, they should release it in his memory. I think it'd be cool.
they should, yeah.
Yeah, because I heard before he died, he wanted to come back to Batman in some way. He was thinking about doing a comic series, like helping write a comic book series.
Oh, okay.
So he was considering coming back. Oh, we got one more guest in. Holy crap, the gang's coming in. We're coming in hot. Guys, another guest, another challenger has entered the ring. Please help me welcome me, our go-to guy at the SS Kaiju Guard, our Captain Kirk, our Perfect Cell, JtIsReborn. Hello.
Hello. I hope everyone's having a perfect evening. Congratulations on 20,000 subscribers.
Woo!
Not even Master Yoda has a subscriber count that high.
No Jedi has. In fact, you could say my subscriber count has about 9,000.
Yes. All right. I better bust up on camera. So, what up? So,
hello.
Great.
Hello.
That could be like the Brady Bunch intro right now.
Here's the story of a group of YouTubers who got really nothing fuck all to do.
Fantastic.
Okay, great. My next TV intro, we gotta do the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
The Critic Bunch.
Yes. Here, let me share the live stream really quick to my channel. See if I can get anyone.
Yeah, this is cool. This is the first time I've had a group all together in a while.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't been on the stream in a while too.
Well, I just haven't been doing many streams. It's just been I've been all over the place just filming the next season and so on. I've been just,
How you doing, Chad?
Again, most of the time I'm posting on Instagram right now. That's been my huge thing.
Can I get a shut up Sean in the chat?
Actually, you know what? Can we get Xandrew in here? Because I don't think he's ever been here. No, I'm gonna go to Twitter. I'm gonna put Xandrew in here. Hold the fuck up.
Yay! Friend.
We've never had him here before. Fuck it. He's come. We're gonna bring you in, Xandrew, if you got time. Let me go to Twitter or X. I don't care. I call it Twitter still.
Yeah, it's X or it's Twitter. It's X is like, I mean, when I think X, I think like Planet X, Project. Like, why change it to just X?
Yeah.
It's already got an established name. Everyone knows it's Twitter.
Yeah.
Because Musk is a talentless, unimaginative hack.
Ha!
That guy is like he's one of the greatest trolls I've ever seen. He reminds me of like if Eric Cartman took over a streaming service. That's what
I want to see that now.
So
Hi, welcome to Cartman Flicks. Cart Flicks.
Cartman Plus.
The Butters show actually gets a pilot. They just re-air the Butters episode.
Butters.
Let me.
That's me, fellas.
Good old Butters.
I love how this side's wearing blue, this side's wearing black.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's my little Captain Quint shirt. Here's to swim with bow-legged women.
I just wear this because it's the uniform.
I just have my home team baseball team.
This is my work uniform.
My favorite.
I don't even know how well we're doing in the games
It's
right
worse
now. I
in
don't
the
know how
summer.
well the Jays are doing.
So
The only thing I could be proud of with the Jays is that we kicked the Angels' asses in Angels in the Outfield in the opening of the movie.
I love how, like, with all the world problems going on, God, Rick's baseball.
Okay, another challenger has entered the chat.
Geez.
We have, for the first time on BigJackFilms' YouTube channel, a guy we have been paying attention to who someday we will challenge our swords. Our swords will clash because we kind of have the same powers, which is kind of scary. Please help welcoming for the first time, Xandrew Productions. Hello!
Hello, everybody! I'm Xandrew.
Xandrew, this is Buckle Barnes.
Hello,
This is JtIsReborn.
Hello.
Our whole group. How you doing?
Been busy for a little bit, other than having like a day off from work, so yay. Finally worked on my Long Box of the Damned bumper for this year, for the bumper contest for Long Box of the Damned.
You're doing a contest?
Every year Linkar does this for Long Box of the Damned, where like you get like a bumper submission. Submission, is that the word?
Yeah.
Submission.
Oh my god,
Anyway.
look at this. What do you know? Look who
Oh my
jumped in
God.
the chat. Look who jumped in here. Terradrome 3000. His dinosaur videos and stuff are really cool. Hello.
Hello.
A lot of people have been asking me to cross over with him. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe something there. Now we got like 6, almost.
Almost. But I'm only gonna be here shortly until like I'm gonna be on another stream soon. But like I'll let you know when I'm gonna jump off, kind of thing. So yeah, like for this bumper, like every year I do a bumper. I either submit in 2 videos, but recently I'm like, okay, I can only come up with 1, and like. For the past month, I could not come up with anything. But then on another friend's live stream, I'm like, you know what? It's old cliche, but let's do Ghostbusters again. But this time, the Ghostbuster dies and becomes a ghost.
Actually, that would make sense. Actually,
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it's interesting, Xandrew. I've been watching your storyline compilations.
Oh, fun.
No, they're really good. I can see it's kind of like me, very rusty beginnings, but over time I'm like, okay, I'm kind of getting into this. Because I'm slowly watching the first one. But what is like the show's plot essentially? Just give us a rundown for my audience what your show's plot is.
Okay, so essentially, Xandrew's a guy who's starting off doing reviews and stuff like that, and has a ninja friend. There's gonna be an origin story in the future, but unfortunately, I'm busy with season 4 and like reviews in general. But then he gets interrupted by 2 things: 1, YouTube copyright on the show that he was reviewing, and 2, just a mysterious shadow guy just coming out of nowhere, attacking him twice, like being resurrected from the dead and just trying to kill me, kind of thing. And then like learning, something's weird about this whole situation. So me and the commander get ready for battle, and we have our encounters with the shadows and stuff like that. And
they're all made of cardboard for some reason.
Well, recently, for some weird reason, they stopped using cardboard. I guess they finally got like a financial upgrade or something. God only knows how that works.
I only know about your show. It's cardboard and Nerf products.
Season 1, at least. I think I've been trying to shift away from that kind of thing for the later seasons. I'll still use a Nerf gun or 2. So
man, it's all good.
Yeah,
Maybe we got our weapons from the same manufacturer.
Toys R Us, baby.
Yeah, we should just write that in. There's like a guy in the Reviewverse who's a weapons manufacturer, and he makes them all out of toys and shit. That's why Linkara's toys actually take on the powers of that shit.
Pretty much, yeah.
He's like our Lucius Fox.
Something, I don't know. Come on, Brain, you can do it every video. Season 1, like, how far did you get through my storyline?
I'm still on season 1. I will admit, because I gotta understand it's the start. Normally, the first beginning is a little rusty. Pacing's a little like, but I'm just skimming through it as much as I can.
Understandable. It's not like I demand that everyone be like, you must sit through my stuff and suffer through it. I mean, enjoy it.
Well, I'm doing a lot of it. I'm actually binging a lot of it because what I have planned next year, because this is what's going to blow everybody's minds. Oh. The Reviewerverse technically turns 20 next year.
Son of a mother, what?
Because it all began with AVGN's Castlevania 2 review in 2004.
Oh, good lord.
That's where it started. So what I'm doing is I'm creating in a series of notes, like a big notebook, a chronological series of events in the Reviewerverse. So I'm categorizing by year what happens with every reviewer, where the Avengers moments are, like the crossovers and stuff. It's a lot to juggle because I've never seen anybody fully make like a whole page dedicated to the entire timeline.
I know that like there's some. I know there was like one person like that actually made like a whole like connect the webs kind of thing with Channel Awesome and like other stuff like that, and somehow I got connected into that. I'm like, how did that happen?
I mean, mine too. I mean, I established in Ready Player One that nostalgia critic going into the plot hole is what allowed my villain to be awakened and broken the seal, because it's like the whole plot hole was the equivalent of the Trident of Poseidon in Pirates 4. It lifted all curses. So
technically 5, Jack.
I was gonna say, yeah, wasn't it the 5th one? Because I remember 4 was the Fountain of Youth.
The 5th one, yeah, the 5th one. Thank you for.
It's funny because I said I barely remember the 5th one, and then you're forgetting.
I forgot it too. So it's one of those things where it's like I always tell myself, like, if they were the original Star Trek crew, we're kind of Star Trek Next Gen.
We are, yeah.
Which, to be fair, was the better series. So I guess the question is,
make me Wesley
I'm
because
sort of
instead of saying shut up Wesley,
which one of
everyone
us is going
says
to be
shut
the
up Sean.
Wesley?
Well, I said, wouldn't that make me Wesley? Because everyone
Yeah,
says like
shut up, Wesley.
Shut up, Wesley.
Shut up,
Sean.
So, actually, it's funny. I
sorry.
went to Fan Expo. I don't know if you saw my social media. I got to sit on the set of the actual Starship Enterprise.
Yep.
Not gonna lie,
Disney
that was
World
kind of
from the
ballin'.
new
That was
show.
cool, yeah.
So, because they film it here in Toronto, they just ripped the set out and brought it on display at the Paramount Plus booth.
They just take it out like a Lego piece, like, we gotta display this somehow.
They just disassemble it and reassemble it at the convention. So it's
Okay,
really
that makes
cool,
sense.
actually, to sit there. So I took advantage of that set to use in a later season, the later part of the next season, where I have to find a way into space. Get me to Starship Enterprise.
I am planning on. I know. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go
No, I
ahead.
was gonna say, I remember too in that video that you shared, where you're like, "Captain, take us to this," and I'm like, I remember sending you an audio going, "Need I remind you, I'm the tech engineer. You're the captain. Just because I'm taking a captain's log doesn't mean I'm the captain."
It's no use, Captain. I cannot reach the control panel.
I don't have the power.
I'm giving her all she's got.
No joke. First time I saw that was from National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1, the parody of the Lethal Weapon movie.
Yeah,
And I'm like, what? And then after it's a reference. Duh.
Yeah. I was gonna say, it just made me think. You know what I've been seeing on YouTube, because it's like one of those movies free with ads. It's a parody of The Fugitive, but it has Leslie Nielsen in it.
Spy Hard.
Oh yeah.
I think it might be. Yeah, I can't. I can't
I'll
remember.
be right back, guys.
I think you had to go do something.
Indy will be right back after these special messages.
Anyway, yeah, you were saying about that. Actually, it's funny too. Prop-wise, I picked this up recently. Saw this on the thrift shop. I'm like, I can use this for Star Wars.
Hey.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, my nephew had that.
Also known as the Imperial Guard's Ninja Turtle weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
If we're showing it.
Parts.
Oh.
Nice.
Power Ranger weapons. Why did they look like Power Ranger weapons?
I thought that was a Power Rangers weapon.
I almost thought so too.
Yeah.
No, it's from The Last Jedi. It's what the guards use in Last Jedi.
That's
I try to forget about that
Power
movie.
Ranger weapon.
You know what type of fighting style that they use, right? It's Terras Kasi from the video game.
No.
I thought it was intentionally missed the target, but
I think because they're deflecting lightsabers. I guess they use the same technology as the Grievous weapons.
Oh wow!
Because that's something I don't get. How did the First Order
I can't do that.
get technology to deflect lightsabers? So it's clear that they made dealings with whatever was left of the Trade Federation weapons. So like
Like
the one traitor stormtrooper with the electric baton, he probably got that weapon off Grievous.net. It was on discount. It was on liquidation because the Trade Federation's out of business.
I was gonna say, I'm like, because remember in
Grievous
season 3 of Mando, it's like Christopher Lloyd was like a Dooku worshiper trying to bring back the Trade Federation stuff with the.
Ironically, he is a man in Mandalorian.
Yeah.
How has that man not time traveled to the Star? Like, I don't get. How does he time travel to the Star Wars universe?
I have no idea.
I have no idea either.
There we go. Okay.
Like, sir, our battle droids are at 1.21 gigawatts. What the hell is a gigawatt, Doc?
The fuck is a kilometer?
There we go.
No, my favorite joke in my top 10 Back to the Future episode is where the cop's like, "Sir, do you know how fast you were going? 38 miles per hour."
Yeah. Back to the Future, a great film series starring Eric Stoltz.
Well, in the Flash timeline.
I just watched it yesterday.
How is that? Oh my gosh! If they could, take that premise of Flash of having two different timelines of people and make that. Actually, that should be instead of that being a movie, it could probably be like a comic book thing, like Marty and Marty meeting each other from different timelines, and then somehow doing something with that kind of premise. IDW.
Yeah, they need to do that. Yeah. But yeah, it's like I was also making a joke too that in the Flash movie because they mentioned because he mentions Cyborg's like a good Terminator or something like that. I'm like, they had a missed opportunity to have the other Barry go, "Oh, Terminator, you mean like O.J. Simpson?"
Oh.
No, they should have done with the Last Action Hero. It's Stallone.
He's fantastic. It's his best movie yet.
Yeah. Either one would have been fine, but I'm like, if people don't know, yes, the studio wanted OJ to play the Terminator, but James Cameron said, no, I don't want him to play the Terminator because I do not see him as a killer.
Okay, I just want to point out we have another special guest on. I'm hoping
geez.
she's trying to get connected here, so we'll wait for a little bit. I'll wait to see it. I'll tell her to DM me when she's ready. But we have another guest coming in.
It's like the portal scene in Endgame. We're summoning the Avengers here.
Someone says hi.
Yeah, I just
Hi.
said, I see it. Hello.
It's Hanat.
Wait, can we see her?
No,
Can you
it's
guys
in the private chat.
Oh, okay, yeah. We're just trying to figure because she's gonna try to get on here. Yeah, let me just tell her. Yeah, just try to set up your camera.
Camera.
Yeah, because you have to set up the camera and mic in order for it to work. But,
How are you?
okay, so well, basically in so spoilers who this is. So we have Hinachi Idol is going to be coming in. You guys have not met her. She's Kikyo in my review show.
Oh.
So she's actually in Vancouver now. So we're just trying to figure out how she's going to get connected via camera and mic. So
Excuse me for a minute.
no worries.
But while we're doing that, show and tell. Like today, someone's going to war.
He doesn't want the arrow hitting his head.
Oh, jeez. We need weapons now? Okay, give me 1 second.
Oh, we're getting weapons? Okay, hold on.
All right, hang on.
Everybody suit up!
My weapons are not with me right now.
The lightsaber doesn't have batteries.
Do you even have a weapon? Like, don't you have like a Michael Myers knife or something?
I have a bit of everything, Jack, but I have to like travel
I-
very
I
far
was
in
going
my.
to get a certain board game, but we're not going to talk about that.
Okay, got my weapons. Willow's wand and Deckard's blaster.
He's got Willow's wand.
Okay.
Great. Buckle, you're set for Suburban Nights 2.
Okay,
You
now
can
we're
be
ready.
Willow.
I have a paper towel roll. Does this count?
This is the only way I can hear you guys.
Picturing the battle,
Unfortunately.
it's like we're all fighting with our weapons and just paper towels.
Brady Punch Battle Royale.
Or it could be like at Halloween Kills where everyone has all these weapons to fight Michael Myers, but one lady comes with a fucking iron.
Okay, so unfortunately Hinachi cannot join us. She's out and about, but I will send her to the live stream. She can chat on the group chat. So that's all right though. We tried. We'll get we'll definitely like mission failed. We'll get them next time. But I'll send her the stream so she can follow.
They'll be eaten by space bugs, then be scared by magic arrows.
So yeah, just hang on.
Please,
Huey,
please
Ashley,
tell me
okay,
when you got
let's get,
weapons.
you know what? No, I know somebody we can bring in. Hold up, I know somebody we can bring in. You guys might know him. He's a reviewer-verse veteran.
Oh.
I'm gonna send it to you via Facebook. You know who you are. I'm gonna send it via Facebook. All right. Oh no, that's the stream. I want the invite. Hold up. We're bringing you in, man. We're bringing you in. Hold up. We're bringing you in via Facebook.
Via Facebook.
There we go. Let's see if that works.
Yeah.
Wait,
Jack, this is like the most packed stream you've had.
Oh, I know. I haven't had one of these in a long
But you know,
time.
it's 20K. It's special.
It's 20K. Of course, it's gonna be special.
dude,
So we're just
again,
waiting for-
congrats
I
in general.
sent it via Messenger. So, yeah, check your chat, man. You know, if you know, you know. There you go. Okay, he saw it. He's gonna come in.
Okay.
So y'all might know. I know IndiFan knows him. I don't know. You guys might know him.
I grew up with this stuff since I was 17 years old.
Yeah, I mean, I was there too in high school watching him. So you know, he's a reviewer-verse veteran. So we're just waiting for him to come in. Just the clock is ticking. Wow, we got 30 views. Also, people in the chat, send in super chat, send in subscribe to these guys.
Hello,
All of
it's
these
Hewy
guys.
Jedi.
They are amazing.
Rip and tear until it's done. Rip
Protect-
that subscription button apart.
So please help in welcoming review-verse veteran Hewy Toonmore of Hewy's Animated Movie Reviews. Hello!
Hello.
Hello.
Reviewer-verse veteran, huh?
Yeah, you've been going since 2008, man. You were one of the originators.
Here comes Hewy, gonna give you the news.
news.
Time to watch his
watch his
animated
animated
movie
movie
reviews where the
reviews.
hand-drawn
Drawn
CGI
CGI
puppets so
puppets so
play.
play.
If you got a good story, you'll be
You'll be
making his
making
day.
his day.
See you at the movie. Cartoon movies. See
Is
you
that our
at the
Brady Bunch
movies.
Drove right
Oh,
here?
yeah, it's
man.
perfect.
I guess so.
See you at the movies like nobody's business. Hey, see you at the movies. Animated movies that is.
I don't know the theme song, so I'm just kind of just
Yeah, I'll just like,
I don't know either.
Just back in time from Back to the Future.
And I will be making my triumphant return to reviewing sometime this year.
Okay.
Yes!
Woo!
All right.
Cue audience cheering button, which I
Yes.
don't have.
I
wait, that's not
finally
Discord,
have
never
a
mind.
new computer. I have a new editing software. I still have my camera, but I'm all set. I just need to get 2 more collaborations done, and then I'm back.
The Soul
Alrighty.
Saga will finally come to a conclusion. You heard it here, folks. BigJackFilms exclusive. Hewy Toonmore's coming back.
Nice.
The Toons
Unfortunate-
are back.
Oh boy,
And
I'm worried about how I'm
unfortunately-
going to look. I've gained a lot of weight since I've gone off the
Hey,
air.
no worries, man. It's no worries, man. Wait, look.
No,
the
you didn't.
pandemic,
You didn't
we all
gain
went
weight.
through
You gained
something.
experience. You didn't gain weight. You gained experience.
The fact
Yes.
the fact that I
There you
got
go,
to do a crossover with you is one of the biggest privileges I've ever gotten since I started reviewing.
Seriously?
Yes,
Yeah,
it was a big
that's
honor.
the thing, like,
Dude, I'm a nobody.
Dude, you're one of the biggest influences on my end as well. Like I remember I saw the Clone Wars episode. That was the first one I saw. But the two that just like I'm like this stuff's great is top 10 animated dinosaur documentaries. Little Engine That Could. Something about that one. I'm like you touched my childhood.
Really though?
And it was just really nice to get somebody talking.
Honestly,
about that one.
guys, I'm just a nobody.
No, you're
I'm-
not, dude. No, you're one of the veterans of the Reviewverse. You are
Wait.
you are legendary. In
Hold
our
on. I gotta quote Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man here. Hey, you're not a nobody. You're somebody. Now I need you out there. You're my eyes and ears.
You are amazing.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
That was amazing. Why they only have like 7,000 subscribers?
Dude,
after
that's better
Yeah.
than most people.
You got more than me.
Hey, I
you
have
have,
23
dude, Jack, you have 20,000 subscribers.
It just, man, it just happens. Like that's the thing with YouTube. People say always that the biggest thing people always ask me, the biggest thing is like, what advice can you give me to become a big, successful, famous YouTuber? And I say, well, if you go in with that attitude, you're not going to make it. It's all about just enjoying it, enjoying the experience.
Well, then that's where I went wrong.
No, dude, you're good with your experience, man. You've got more experience than we do. I started very in the second wave generation.
Honestly, yeah. When I first started, I really was trying to be too much like a nostalgia critic. But over time, I have kind of shifted away from yelling and screaming. In fact, the reason my reviews are so long is because whenever I watch other reviews, it ticks me off that they leave certain details out that makes the movie seem worse than it really is. Like, say, for instance, the Nostalgia Critic's review of Once Upon a Forest, or any of Blockbuster Buster's reviews.
Yeah,
like,
for me, I think it's also a matter of like people who do a lot of anger reviews. It's also just very tiring. Like you don't see me rarely talk about a bad movie because I think it is very much how Doug does it, because he doesn't do it anymore because it's just exhausting. And it's more fun to be more informative than just being like, this movie sucks.
Right. I just want to be more informative. I just want to be more positive. I want to review stuff I like, not stuff I hate.
You gotta have the negative ones every once in a while.
Huey, I was influenced by with your channel is that you gave a much more positive spin on reviewing, and that was my end. I'm like, look, I'm not going to be an angry reviewer. I'm going to be a bit more positive. At least give movies a fair shake.
Yeah.
There are instances where, yes, I will talk about a bad movie for entertainment venues, like Dragon Ball Evolution and Mummy 2 with the Dragon Emperor. Those are the rare few occasions where, yeah, movie's bad. I'm gonna rip it apart because it's fun to do an angry review.
Dragon Ball Evolution, pretty perfect episode.
Also, while I was off the air, I did finally manage to finish writing my King Kong project. I've gotten all the characters cast, and here's how it's going to happen. I cannot make the entire project all at once. I'm going to be separating it into chapters. I'm going to post each chapter, and then when they're all posted, I will put them all together into one file and put pictures to them.
That is actually very clever. Make it kind of like the Tarkovsky Clone Wars cartoon, like little micro chapters and all in one thing.
Anyway, but honestly, I was actually inspired by more of the My Little Pony fanfic adaptations, like Daughter of Discord and Princess Trixie Sparkle, stuff like that, where they're posted, chapters, not all at once. It'll just give me a lot more, just give me less of a headache. I
actually used to do that because, believe it or not, I posted all my links. I do have a fan fiction page. It just hasn't been active in a long time. And one of the things I want to do to expand my show's storyline is actually do what they do with Star Wars, where they sometimes will tell a story through novelization that kind of explains things.
Right,
but I've got a few stories I'm working on that I want to reopen my fan fiction on, and I will do like a visual trailer and then say available at fanfiction.net.
All right.
Well,
anyway, the first chapter is all recorded. I just need to get sound effects and music. I want to thank everyone who is involved with the series right now, like my friend Michael Francis, Zion Craze, I am Shadow 007. And the rest of you know who you are. Thank you very much for being a part of the series. I couldn't have done it without you. You guys are doing a terrific job with the voices. It's like 6 years in the making. It's finally happening.
That was Kong for me. That was 6 years and $4,000, man. I feel you. And you got somebody here who's gonna promote it. I'll help you promote it. Also, if you need sound effects, I've got a whole library. If you want to borrow some, so I can send them via Drive.
Thanks. However, when Kong's finished, it's not going to be that's not going to be the end for my audio dramas.
Yeah, I am excited to see your audio dramas. I think they're going to be really well done.
I have a bunch more planned after King Kong. Hell, I'm even doing one for Halloween this year.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, I haven't finished writing it yet, but I do have some voice actors in mind. I don't know if I should tell you guys or I should just keep it a surprise.
Keep it a surprise for the sake of argument.
I want to cut in quickly. I do plan to maybe do a Halloween special this year, but I'm debating between two different things, and I want to actually get a vote from you guys and the chat. It's a tie between doing another round of 4 Universal monster movies, like small little reviews, kind of like what I did before in 2021 or 2020, or I've thought about a top 10 list. I thought I could slap out there and just get them out of the way. The top 10 horrific Hitchcock movies.
Universal monsters.
Oh,
horrific as in like bad, or horrific as in
just horrific as in like this, like the ones the best Hitchcock movies. Now the thing is, here's the pitch. I want to get Brad as Alfred Hitchcock. But Bradley Dunn as Alfred Hitchcock.
Okay.
I can see that. Yeah.
I'm going to answer a question if that's okay.
Okay.
Okay, this one's from Sammy T. Hey, Hewy, what are your thoughts on the MLP and Transformers crossover comic? I have none. I don't read comic books.
That's fair.
That's Linkara's department.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'll read some pages I posted online, but I don't go to the store and just buy comic books. Sorry, buddy.
Understandable.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when I start doing my review stuff, I'm thinking of reviewing certain comic stuff. Like there's some Star Wars, but I'm like, I just picked up the Blade Runner comic series, and I'm starting to read them. I'm like, I might do that because Blade Runner is my favorite film, and I'm like, I'd love to explore more of the Blade Runner universe more and get more.
I do too many comic book videos.
Okay, guys, I can't answer all of your questions. Please don't send so many questions to me. I just want to talk to my buddies.
I get that too. Like I got a lot.
I just want to talk to my buddies. Okay.
The request ones I just right now. I know with my show, I don't answer many requests unless it's like pay me on Patreon and I'll do something.
Yeah.
No, these aren't requests. These aren't requests. They're just questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have on my TV the live stream, and I have that going right there.
So I'll answer only one question. What are your 2King95 says? What are your thoughts on Across the Spider-Verse? Saw it. I can't wait to see part 2. And Inuyasha, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to answer your question.
That's fair.
Actually, I wanted to bring up with comics and stuff. Okay, fans have been pestering me about this magazine. I finally picked it up. I got the freaking Life magazine on comics.
I saw that.
It's a good read.
At Kroger's. I saw that when I was at Kroger's.
Now, apparently, there's 2 variants. There's the original cover and there's one with Peter Jackson's. Here's my only problem.
What?
$17. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Hey, you think that's something? I got the Godzilla one last year.
Yeah, I think I got that one too. But it's just like, yeah, I'm not paying $17 for this. I'm sorry. Like I haven't read it yet, but I will give it a read because I'm like, okay, why not?
Right.
But yeah,
Okay.
I did finally get it, people. I did
Okay.
find. Oh, I also went thrifting the other day.
Everybody.
I found another VHS copy of Kong 76. That's a 91 variant. So I'm like, oh, cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you guys off, but like I gotta go. I got another stream to go to.
Oh, that's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah,
All right.
before you go, Xandrew, you want to plug in your stuff?
If you guys want to check me out on Xandrew Productions on YouTube. You can follow me on Twitter, Facebook. I also have like what do you call those things? A blogger, but like I only rarely post on that. So with that said and done, guys, all I can say is may God continue to bless you. Have a good day and just like enjoy. And again, Jack, congratulations on 20,000 subs. Just kudos to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, man,
Guys, go
congrats.
subscribe to Xandrew. Could really appreciate the subscribe. Subscribe to all these guys; they're amazing. But we'll definitely have you back on, Xandrew, because you're great. He's great at doing the news reports, which I love. The news report stuff, fantastic. But someday, Xandrew, our swords will clash and we will duel. We will settle this.
Bring it in, sucker.
All right, see you later, man.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
What is the review cage? Because that's what SSJ4 Jason's calling me.
I don't know what the review cage is.
Yeah.
You see, that's the thing. Like, that's why I'm actually categorizing the reviewerverse and writing things down so things actually like are a bit more organized. Because some of it, I'm like, there's a lot of them, and I'm just like, I can't keep up half the time.
You think that's something? Someone on Twitter did a history, like
I know that means
he did a
not review cage, it's review Kage. It was
damn it, what's the C word again? He did a chronology. He chronicled the history of my reviewer persona getup. You know, my clothes, my hat, my sunglasses. He did like in this episode, Hewy changed this style with sunglasses and his hat, and he originally wore this type of shirt, this type of jacket, yada yada yada. Or for this one, he changed. I don't know why. And I said I couldn't find mine, so I just borrowed a friend's.
Yeah, there's somebody I know who just did a video essay on Linkara's lore and talked about all the different outfits. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. So, okay, that's the question. I'm waiting for my video essay. I'm waiting for the BigJackFilms lore video essay.
Hold on, I'm just seeing
wait
this
a
question
minute.
right here. It says, "Can you review the Ice Age movies, all 6?" I'm like, is that how many Ice Age movies there are?
There's 6 of them.
There's a Disney Plus one. It's like a spin-off movie.
Jeez.
I never got that into Ice Age.
Wait,
Yes,
I
I remember the first 2, then that was it.
Wait, I think I get it now.
I made a
He
joke about how
said
many-
it's not the reviewer cage. He called me the review Kage.
Okay, I don't know who that is.
It's a Naruto
like-
reference.
Oh, okay.
Jason, I don't watch Naruto. Sorry.
Here's the thing. If I'm gonna cover any of the Ice Age movies, it's probably gonna be the third one because dinosaurs.
Of course.
Of course.
But if I am gonna cover any of the Blue Sky movies, I want to cover Robots because Robots is awesome.
You
Yeah.
know, for the Peanuts movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can
I
swear on
remember-
this channel, right?
Yeah, you can swear on this
I
channel.
will say this. Fuck Erod's review of Robots.
Yeah, I don't have much to say about that. Was a bad take. I love Erod. I think he's a good reviewer, but that was a bad take.
Not just that, also his reviews of Into the Woods and Monster House.
Can I be real with you?
Oh, I
Huey?
remember
Like,
Monster House.
I
Man.
brought this up prior, Huey, but I remember Brad and I.
Home
was
Alone
thinking-
has 6 movies too?
Guys,
we went
Jack's
to
trying
the
to say,
woods in
guys,
theaters.
Jack's trying to say
It was a packed
Oh.
house. 5 minutes in, Brad and I looked at each other and said, "This is not good." I tried so hard. I'm like, I don't get it.
Yeah, but you look, dude, if you don't like movies, fine, but the reasons for Erod not liking it make no sense.
I just didn't like it because I didn't get it. And as like 5 minutes in, I'm already lost.
Here's the thing. He didn't get it either, but the problem was here's the problem. He didn't get most of the stuff either. But then at the end of the review, he says he recommends the original musical solely based off Bernadette Peters. And I'm like, dude, the problems you have with the movie are in the original musical, you idiot.
I know at some point, like, here's the thing, because ever since I did American Tail, I thought about talking about the second one, but I really wanted to. I think the next on my list, I think I'm finally going to break the ice and cover the first Land Before Time at some point.
Okay, before, so I was going to say, Erod, if you're watching it, I doubt you are. I don't think you're an idiot. It's just at the time I was very frustrated. You're not an idiot, buddy.
The thing is, like, it's interesting too because I know ever since his wife passed away, he actually retired the main show. So the character's retired, and he doesn't really do much nowadays. I think he just mostly does like the honest thought stuff, but he doesn't do much in terms of like the really legitimate stuff. On his end, which I feel bad for, like, and so on. Also, there's somebody he's not on the chat and he's not on anything right now, but I want to give a huge shout out. There's somebody I've been talking to on Discord who's been doing really well for himself. I'm actually quite impressed because he was during the pandemic. He was not like he was going through a lot. Let me just try to find out I can't remember what his name is. Replica Films. He has a podcast called I think it's called Reviewers or Reviewer Reviews. It's sort of like EFAP, but I discovered them because they were talking about my Star Wars trilogy. They were a little raunchy, but you know what? I actually I took the laughs from them, and they're really funny. But this guy has actually been doing really well. He's doing a lot of sprite animation at the moment, so I'm gonna give just a huge shout out to Replica Films because he's doing really well for himself, and I hope to see them come back because their podcasts are really funny.
All righty. As for me, I have the next review for my when I come back. I actually started writing it years ago, but I was just too lazy to continue. So maybe now that I'm coming back, I need to start finishing it. As for my audio dramas, I have a whole list of stuff planned. Like after King Kong, I want to do stuff like Jack and the Beanstalk, Cinderella, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, just my own takes on those stories. And not just the books. I want to do movies too. Like I want to do my own take on Godzilla.
Oh.
And I already got one thing planned. I was inspired by a remake of Godzilla that was never made in the 1970s. It was called I'm trying to remember what it was called.
Godzilla.
Godzilla versus the Griffin?
No. This is the Japanese Godzilla, the good one.
Oh, was Godzilla. The one with Ghost Godzilla?
No. It's not an unmade movie. It's not an unmade versus movie.
Okay, so it's like a solo film. Okay.
Yes, it was I just can't remember the name right now, but in the 70s, during the 1970s, like while Godzilla was in retirement, they were actually planning a color remake of the original 1954 Godzilla.
Oh, Godzilla.
No, not Causzilla.
No, wasn't that?
Causzilla. No. It was not that at all.
It was like an original Toho remake.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to find the name of it right now. Anyway, that movie was planned in the 1970s. It never got made. Then I thought, if I want to make my own Godzilla, it's going to be like a remake of the original Godzilla. What if I set it in the 1970s?
Ooh, so like basically Godzilla 76.
76.
Like Kong 76, but with Godzilla. So like in the style of a 70s disaster movie.
No, just a Godzilla movie that takes place in the 70s.
All right.
Actually,
I am looking forward to -1. That actually looks pretty good.
Now, is -1 like a full reboot, or is it continuing?
It's a reboot, Godzilla? But it takes place in 1945 rather than 1954. So
got it. I found it. It was going to be called King of the Monsters: Rebirth of Godzilla. It was intended to be released in 1978. It was basically a color remake of the original 1954 Godzilla. They're going to have characters like Dr. Serizawa, Odo Island, the Oxygen Destroyer. But due to stuff like, the budget had never got made. So that inspired me to set my Godzilla project in the 70s. Like, it's the first time Godzilla ever appeared, but it's the 1970s as opposed to the 50s or 60s or such.
Okay.
Is he still created from the atomic bombs of Hiroshima?
Of course, it wouldn't be Godzilla if he wasn't.
So it is very much in the vein of like 98, but like in sort of how they opened it, but it's not. But because it takes longer for him to evolve to that state.
Yeah, and it takes place in Japan rather than America.
All right.
Yeah, 1970s Japan.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Sounds groovy.
Right. I even got plans. I want to use like the old classic roars. I want to use the remix of the Akira Fukube's music.
The best cover track of that is Karawanda's rendition, personally, just my perspective.
My opinion, it's Akira Fukube's Ostinato that does the best covers of the old Godzilla and Toho themes. It was released in the 1980s and it was conducted by Akira Fukube himself. In fact, some of the themes you actually hear in movies like Godzilla versus Biollante and Godzilla versus King Ghidorah in 1991. The tracks include when like the Mother vs. Godzilla theme, bum 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 bum. That was in Biollante, and the chasing Rodan, the dun 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 dun. That was heard in Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah in 1991. But all those were taken from Ostinato. That's what the album's called. And it has so much more than just that. It also has like Destroy All Monsters, War of the Gargantuas, Terror of Mechagodzilla.
I'm gonna have to get this album.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say.
All the songs are available to listen to on YouTube, and I gotta say, they all sound friggin' fantastic. Oh, that reminds me, the Great Monster March from both the original Godzilla and Monster Zero, aka Invasion of Astro Monster. The bum 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 da 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 da. That's also that the Ostinato version of that is also heard during Godzilla vs. Biollante, during the scene where they're setting up the plan to fight Godzilla, and also during the end credits of GMK.
No, can you link me that? Because I do want to hear that.
I was gonna say, yeah. Somebody in the comments even asked that too. So
sure.
Yeah, link that because I'll listen to that. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah, have you ever thought about coming to G-Fest at all?
I can't afford it.
I mean, it's. I'll admit, like, G-Fest is good. I do think, honestly, it could go a little bigger. I think personally, I think they just need more to offer than just like what they have. Like, it's still a good con. I think they could build a little more. They need people like us.
I was gonna say.
Speaking of G-Fest, Jack, did you check out the G-Fest video I posted?
Yes, I did. I really liked it. That was a really good video, man.
There you go. I just linked you a video version of Ostinato. It has all the songs by, I'm guessing there are like checkpoints where you get to listen to a specific song.
Yeah, I'll actually link that in the chat too. So.
Yeah, and I was gonna say with the G-Fest thing, it's like I've never been to a G-Fest before. I know it's in Chicago though, and I'm like, I've never been to.
Dude, come next year. It's the original Godzilla's 70th anniversary.
I might do it.
It was.
I might do it, yeah, because this year I couldn't do it because I had work, and the next weekend I was going to Renaissance Fair, so I'm like, I just needed to save money. That's all I needed to do.
I do want to check out C2E2 sometimes because from what I heard, it's a good convention.
It really is. It's so much fun, especially like I know I go for like the cosplay group photo op things. We have a fun time there, like just doing that. So,
well, Fan Expo was actually pretty good. I mean, like Saturday sucked because it's like, I mean, what do you expect when you bring in two Anakin Skywalkers to your one convention? Because you had both Hayden Christensen and Matt Lanter there, along with Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, and all these voice actors and stuff.
Yeah.
But what was interesting is that because I spent most of it outside, I was not going in. It was like Willy Wonka. Nobody goes in, nobody comes out. But literally, we were on the balcony, like doing photography, and then right by a station, there was a fire. There was like a massive fire, like huge. So there were a lot of people. Like there was a guy in a Spider-Man suit, like standing there, and they got some great shots of him looking out in the distance. It was like, Spider-Man, we need your help. So it's kind of cool. It's like, oh, we got a super chat from Super Michael. Hello. Yay.
For everyone, name a movie, book, show, game that is so good that you hate it.
Ooh.
I can't hate something if it's so good.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Same, man.
Unless it's like a sport thing where you're like, a player is so good that you just hate that they're kicking your team's ass.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Lightpost, you first.
Evangelion.
Okay, this is gonna be kind of an edgy kind of subject, isn't it? I mean, I'll go. Okay, I'll throw in my two hats. The Matrix.
I think I I think I agree with you, Jack. Yeah, the Matrix.
I do not like the Matrix
Yeah,
at all.
same here. Yeah.
Okay, I
Dark
have
City
one.
was better.
I got one. The Dark Knight. Yeah, The Dark Knight. I don't like The Dark Knight.
No, I'm actually going to agree with you because here's the thing. I said this in my review of the Batman. It's not as good as Batman Returns, but it's better than The Dark Knight.
Here's why. I liked Batman Begins because in a way you could tell then like like in some parts it does look like a comic book Gotham, but from then on, Dark Knight onward, it just felt too realistic. And Gotham just didn't feel like Gotham. It just felt like Chicago. Just didn't feel like Gotham City from the comics. The Narrows from Batman Begins, that felt like the Gotham City from the comics. But onward, no. And I'm just not a fan of their takes on like the Joker, Two-Face, and especially Bane.
Two-Face, honestly, was I love Aaron Eckhart, but they didn't get him right. They've never gotten him right in film. I agree with you 100%. Actually, Sean, you're up. What's something you so good but you hate it?
I don't know, because like if it's something so good, I generally like it. Like, how about like something that's really popular that I dislike? Titanic. I think that movie's a piece of shit. Like I've hated it since I was younger, but like it made so much money. I love that movie. It's awful.
Honestly, I don't care about the love story. I just care about the Titanic itself because I just love the history of that ship.
Yeah, so let's focus the movie on a bunch of people who never existed. Like Rose is the worst.
I can't remember what it was, but I had one in my. I just realized. Oh right. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna be this guy. So I've seen a lot of the Dragon Ball movies.
Okay.
And I know this one is the most popular, but I'm starting to think it's overrated. Broly. The new Broly movie, Dragon Ball Super Broly. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's overrated.
Agreed. Broly himself is overrated.
I mean, it's not just the character, it's just the movie. It's just like, okay, guys, we get it. It's great. I preferred superheroes. I think that was the better movie.
Hey, do you mind if I share a screen real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let me just what song do you guys want to hear?
Well, make sure it's the thing. Make sure it's not copyrighted.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I'm not gonna play the entire thing. I'm just gonna play a quick bit.
Yeah, play at least like 5 to 10 seconds because like I don't want to get claimed.
Okay, which one do you want? Which one? There's Rebuild Mechagodzilla.
Either one. Like I did share the link.
Here's one.
I did share the music in the chat so they can like hear it. Oh, it's King Kong Escapes. Okay, yeah, that sounds. Okay, yeah, I can hear that.
That does sound pretty good.
And copyright claim.
So yeah, I mean, I absolutely. I did link that to everybody in the chat so they can check it out.
Like I said, I love this album. It has, like, in my opinion, it has some of the best remasterings of the original Toho Kaiju themes. I played that because of because you're the King Kong guy.
Yeah, I did actually. I didn't go to the screening of King Kong Escapes at G-Fest. Unfortunately, I missed out. I was late to the game. Yeah, you went. How was the screening, by the way?
Screening was a lot of fun. Like I said, the G-Fest video, I go into more detail, and I did like a little after the movie, just kind of talking about the experience, but I think it was a really good time. Linda Miller had a little quick talking about the session. I know when I talked about King Kong Escapes years ago on my channel, I'm like, God, Susan's so annoying. But, to be fair, like she hated kind of that aspect too, because they dubbed her voice with somebody else, and I feel kind of bad for poking fun because Susan was just so annoying in that movie. Just gave her like the worst nasally voice you could imagine. Kong, and she just talks like that the whole time. Like, oh, this is bad.
At least we got
Paul Frees was great as Doctor Who.
Oh, Doctor Who's the best part of the movie.
He is the best. I remember when G-Fest there was a cosplayer of Doctor Who, and he had a Mecha Kong with them.
Wait, which Doctor from Doctor Who are we talking about?
The original Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Right? Is the original?
You want to know what one of my favorite Paul Frees roles was?
The Burglarmeister.
Welcome, foolish mortal.
Oh,
haunted mansion.
Right.
I am your host.
Okay, Hewy, you and Buckle will get along because you're all about Disneyland shit. So.
Of course.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
my way.
Thank you so much to Super Michael 98 for that super chat. Really appreciate it, man. Again, guys. Extra shout out if you want the super chat. Those are the best. So, thank you so much. Let's see here. Where's the comments here? I'm just trying to see what else is. Oh yeah, here he is. There's Replica Films. We just gave this guy a shout out. This guy is really good. His R&R podcast. I don't know why I can't get there. We go. His R&R podcasts are great. We want to see him come back. I have challenged him to do the Ready Player One trilogy because I cannot wait to get completely roasted by that.
Hey, show what Ethan Doyle says right below.
Let's see here. This one. I think Barbie has a negative message about Resident. See,
I agree. I agree.
It's why I'm kind of hesitant to see it. My biggest issue, because this is what I heard about it, is that it doesn't do what I was hoping the trailers would do, which is something I want to do. This is something I can bring up in my next season. But one of the things I want to focus on the next season is obviously technology, AI, and make that sort of a prominent theme of the story. But one of the things I want to focus on is now that fictional characters have entered the real world and are more publicly known, what are the consequences? And for me, the consequences are going to be, you're going to have one of the biggest issues is going to be a turf war between two factions. You're going to have the government wanting to grab these fictional characters to be used as weapons, to weaponize them, because that's what the government does, versus the copyright holders who look at them and say, no, government, you can't weaponize them because they're our property. Now, one of the things that Barbie, I was hoping would kind of do a sort of a nice little mix of a certain message is that I saw that Will Ferrell was the head of Mattel. And what I was hoping was that when Barbie enters the real world, he's going to look at the TV and say, hey, that's our property. Again, sort of the message about, look, women are not property. Women are not owned. That would have been a good way to tell that message. But from what I heard, they don't do that. And that's disappointing to me.
Here's the problem. In real life, the Barbie department is made up of women and has always been made up of women. And in the movie, they don't do that. Plus, this is something that really bugs me about these newer movies that have girl boss characters.
I can't do it either, man. I can't do it either.
It's just that whenever they say, like, oh, you don't like it because you're a misogynist, you don't like women, yet it's okay in the movies for the women to be misandrist.
Yeah,
misogyny is bad.
It's the double standard. I hate it.
Misogyny is bad, but misandrism is okay.
It's pretty much saying, hey, y'all oppressed us for thousands of years. Now it's our turn. No, it's not. We're all equal.
And don't get me started on what's going on with the Snow White remake and Rachel.
I heard they might be canceling it. They might be pulling the plug.
Rachel Zegler has no idea when to shut up.
Like literally, she's like, she's literally. You can tell she's one of those people who want to say, well, Walt Disney was a Nazi, but the studios are saying, if you say that, you are fired. You can say everything else, just don't say Walt was a Nazi.
Well, wasn't it true?
But no, it wasn't true. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Rachel Zegler has been saying, like, she says, "Oh, I love Snow White," like, yeah, and then she contradicts herself, saying, "I never liked Snow White the movie, and I hated the Snow White guy." Yeah, exactly. Plus, I heard that she's been telling the director what she wants to do with the story. She's basically an entitled actor.
Oh, no.
She has that, like, brattiness to her.
I'm just going to point this out. I'm going to call this fucker out. I don't care. But look, I don't like Misanthropony, but he just made a post about if you want a better live-action Snow White movie, watch Snow White and the Huntsman. And I'm like, you know what? I don't like that
movie is terrible.
I will agree with his opinion.
And here's the thing.
No.
Yeah, if you looked at, like, the pictures of what's going on with Snow White remake, I think WDW Pro said it best: Snow White and the 7 dirty hippies.
No, Snow White and the journey to Woodstock.
You know whose fault it is why we don't have dwarves in the movie? Peter Dinklage.
Oh yeah.
Really?
He said, he said it was like how it was offensive to cast short people as dwarf actors. Yet later on, another dwarf actor, I forget his name was, said dwarf actors would love to be cast in movies like this. By saying this, you are limiting the roles that
Peter,
little
you
people
don't
are playing.
For us.
That's
You know,
right.
it reminds me of that South Park episode where Randy says a certain word on TV and then he has to
Oh,
apologize,
yeah.
and then they're like, he doesn't speak for all of us.
Yeah,
Right.
it's just yeah, and that's the thing. Those are the people I feel bad for the most. Are you know, little people who actually want to play these parts and now they can't because of all
Super
this
chat,
bullshit.
Jack.
It's like I feel bad for them. You know, it's like
Honest.
there's
Yeah.
some great ones. Like, no, what? Congratulations, Disney. You've put Warwick Davis out of business. You put Tony Cox out of business.
You put
all these
Wee
great
Man
guys out
from
of business.
Jackass out of business.
Yeah, because you listened to the guy from a show that was already starting to suck with Game of Thrones.
Right.
What does
Oh,
Peter
and
Dinklage, that little elf, know anything about?
Not only did I hear that Rachel Zegler has been telling Mark Webb how she wants the story to go and how she thinks the story should go, I also heard that she also was bashing the Amazing Spider-Man movies to his face.
Ah,
I was gonna say.
Remember when she
yeah.
cried because she wasn't invited to the Oscars and they just threw her there anyways? She made a big fuss about it.
she's
That's-
entitled. Okay, who's her daddy? Who's her rich daddy?
Who is
that
her
she's
daddy and
getting
what
all
does
this
she
shit
do?
From? That's
Let's
what I
see.
want to know. Who's her rich daddy? Who's her sugar daddy? Anyway, super chat. Speaking of, again, Super Michael 98. Thank you so much. It's a shame, really. I wanted to see Gal Gadot play the villain. Gal Gadot.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
I know she was gonna play the queen, but you know what? Bad choice. Much like Wonder Woman 2. Bad choice.
But here's the thing, though. At least Gal Gadot knows what to say when being interviewed about a movie like this. Rachel Zegler, hell no. She keeps
You know-
saying
you know what it
the
is? I mean,
wrong
like, the thing is-
things.
The thing is with Gal Gadot, I can see it, but like I have the same issue with the live action Cinderella. The one thing that was bugging me from I've never seen it, but the one thing that's bugged me, Lady Tremaine is one of my favorite villains.
Right.
Kate Blanchett was terribly miscast.
Honestly, she didn't do a bad job.
Yeah, she did
Either-
a pretty good job.
I
'cause-
heard she's good, but here's the thing. I'm very picky about that character and who should play it. You know who I wanted to see play it? Lena
Who?
Headey.
Well, here's the thing about the Cinderella live action film from 2015. I don't see it as a remake of the 1950 animated film. I just see it as another adaptation of the Charles Perrault story, but with some elements of the Disney version in it, like Lucifer, the names of the stepmother and the sisters, Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo. But overall, it really is more of the Charles Perrault story, right down to the footmen being lizards rather than Bruno, like in the Disney movie.
Actually, there's something I want to bring up too. It's something I don't see many people talk about with the animated Cinderella movie. Is that okay? So obviously the mice are not in the live action one. Like I like the mice and I like Lucifer. Anybody else notice that that's Walt Disney pretty much saying, "Hey, I could do Tom and Jerry too"?
Yeah,
I
but
guess
Like
so,
literally, it felt like they were just trying to do. He wanted to do Tom and Jerry, and he just came. Nobody talks about that. That is just a big Tom and Jerry ripoff.
hey,
But also, oh my God, Super Michael, another super chat. Thank you so much. Best Cinderella still ever after. That
won't
one's
argue.
okay.
Will not argue. I will not argue.
Cinderella 3.
Yes. Okay. For once, I will agree with Sean. Cinderella 3 is the best of the direct-to-video sequels.
Well, extremely goofy
Well,
movie,
Lion
I'd
King
say.
too.
Well,
Goofy
Lion
movie
King
too.
2 and
Two.
Cinderella 3. best.
Cinderella 3, Lion King 2, and Aladdin, the King of Thieves.
And
Yeah.
extremely goofy movie is the
that's
best
only
one.
because John Rhys Davis. And you know what I call it? It's not Aladdin and the King of Thieves. It's Aladdin and the Last Crusade.
Yeah,
Right.
there we go.
Not just. Hold on. Not just John Rhys Davies was in that movie. Not just him. Robin Williams also came back.
Yeah,
I
But
actually felt he was funnier in this than the first one. I thought he was funnier in the third one than he was in the first one.
I will say this. Do you know who else is in the movie that I really appreciate? Jerry Orbach as Saluk.
Oh yeah, that guy. Also, you know what I'll say this too? The soundtrack to the third one gives me total Shirley Walker Batman animated series vibes.
I
I
will
remember,
say
yeah.
the soundtrack to the third movie is a lot better than the second movie. I hated all the songs.
Return of
in
Jafar sucks.
Oh,
I
it sucks.
hated all the songs in that movie. But King of Thieves, I love all the songs in that movie. There's a party here in
All of
Agrabah.
them are good.
There's
But
excitement
again,
in the air.
Robin is
People
like,
pouring.
I actually find him funnier than in the third one than he is in the first one, because it feels
Yeah.
like because ever since the whole debacle with him and Disney, after they apologized to Mid-Men's, they told Robin, dude, just record on the mic and we'll just do whatever we can. We'll just record hours of stuff and just we'll use the best stuff and we'll just write around whatever you improved.
One of my favorite jokes.
I remember in there that
One of my favorite jokes is when he's mimicking the Marx Brothers during like talking to Jazz trying to cheer up. He goes, "No. What this wedding needs is a theme. Needs a groom too. That's what we have. Needs a groom too. It's a joke. I do that.
I use that every time somebody doesn't like one of my jokes. I'm like, it's a joke. I do that.
I was gonna say, I'm like, I also remember in there too. It's like when the wedding's going on, then the elephants are like barging in there. Then it's like the whole ground shaking, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't think the ground was gonna be shaking until after the honeymoon." I was like,
no, for me, I love where he's like, he picks up a boo. Come here, monkey boy. You're almost double toe jam. Oh, they trampled the carpet. That's a little redundant. That isn't a bad day for you, is it?
Yeah, or I also, like I said, aside from John Rhys Davies, Jerry Orbach does a great job as the villain Saluk. In case you don't know who Jerry Orbach is, here's a clue: be our guest. Be our guest.
Oh my god, that was Lumiere.
Yep, Lumiere plays Saluk.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing where you realize Cogsworth is also Radcliffe.
Jumba, Himachi from the English dub of Spirited Away.
Wait, that was Radcliffe Kamaji?
Yep.
What the fuck? I'm learning things today. Though I think for me, back to Aladdin 3, the best Robin Williams joke, Code Red. That is one of the funniest things I've ever seen Robin Williams do.
Geronimo, Arapaho, Navajo, Pocahontas.
No, what gets me?
Pocahontas.
What gets me, and it's because of the Scotsman in me. Once the bagpipes go off, I'm like, okay, this is hilarious. Come on,
Maybe
boys,
this is
follow
Doubtfire in
me!
that movie too.
Do not attempt to move, or we will be shooting ourselves.
That's a good. I want that as a T-shirt. Do not attempt to move, or we'll be shooting. I should know what. If I see like a bunch of cops in my front porch or whatever, and something's going on, I'll just take my megaphone. Do not attempt to move, or we'll be shooting ourselves.
Because if he did move, they would technically be shooting themselves. Also, I want to use this for I want to try and use it for like a future review or something, but I want the Genie Ed 209.
Oh.
You have violated the Jasmine Aladdin wedding. Prepare to vaporize. Thank you.
Okay,
I
I can see that.
I think the next Disney thing I want to cover is probably going to be Hunchback. I think that's going to be on my list.
Yeah, I just saw somebody said you should review that in the chat.
That is on the list. And also, if I get time next year, because it'll be the 30th anniversary of The Lion King, I think I might cover the second one. I'm thinking about it.
Okay. As for you and me, we promised we're going to review G.I. Joe the movie from 1980s.
Yeah, that's the plan. I've covered the second one. Might as well cover the original. And also at some point I remind myself, Brock and Brad, we have been planning this for a couple of years, because it's a fan film, it's a piece of lost media, and it's something I've covered like prior. We're gonna cover the infamous G.I. Joe: The Epic Saga by the Fine Brothers.
Oh,
because I know, here's the thing. Apparently, the rumor is that miniseries got canceled because Hasbro put in a cease and desist order. However, the entire series, it's in poor quality, but you can find it on the internet.
Is that the parody series with the action figures?
Yes. Yep. Now, here's the thing. When they get taken down on YouTube, it's not Hasbro. It's the Fine Brothers, and we know why. Because not many people know about it, and because of their popularity now, they would get more canceled than the time they tried to claim reactions as their trademark.
Oh, God, I remember that.
That movie would get them canceled.
Hey, speaking of which...
The jokes would not fly today at all.
It's Saruman! No! I'm Captain Planet! Who?
Captain Planet!
Who?
Captain Planet!
Oh, God, someone please make it stop!
I just like how it's just one whole episode of that, and then it continues in the next.
You could actually say that was for me in the early days of the internet. That was my first time getting the idea of doing a multiverse story. But it's interesting. I remember there was somebody on YouTube who took every scene and made it a 100-chapter micro series, and that's how they got around it.
Yeah,
but,
I remember that.
Oh man, it's bad. The jokes are terrible, but there is a charm to it. That's the thing I'm going to come out with it, is that it is a charm, but it's only for people who can appreciate that edgelord humor, which it is pure edgelord humor. But ever since the reaction, in fact, their entire action series figure stuff they did, they've swept all of that under the rug. And I don't get why, because that stuff was cool.
Well, let's see here. Let's see. Oh, Adventure of Kevin Villa and Family Friend says, Pocahontas first. Some people hate this movie and some people love this. I find this decent. Gets 10 out of 20. Honestly, I actually do enjoy Pocahontas. I get it. It was Disney trying to make it the next big thing, and Lion King was just meant to be there. Oh, you can just make this movie. But Pocahontas is what we're really focusing on. I get why some people hate it. I understand, and I understand the history behind what actually happened to Pocahontas and John Smith. But as a movie on its own, the story, if you don't think about the actual history, it's not a bad movie. Plus, my mom and I loved listening to the soundtrack whenever we went on car rides.
The soundtrack's great. I do admit it is a little historically inaccurate, but you know what? I agree. It does have its moments. I'll say this too. What was I gonna say? I'll say this is something people forget about. People forget that in 1995, Mel Gibson made like a lot of money that year because he was in Pocahontas, but he also did Braveheart the same year.
Right. As for Ethan Doyle, hey Jack, have you heard of a Don Bluth movie, We're Back in Dinosaur Story? Actually, that's not a Don Bluth movie. That movie was directed.
That's Amblimation. That's Spielberg's short-lived animation company. You know
what?
It
was directed by Simon Wells, who also directed Balto and Prince of Egypt.
Really?
Yep, and get this, he's also the great-grandson of H.G. Wells.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Hell, I mean, he even got to make his own adaptation of The Time Machine in 2002.
We're Back is a movie I've thought about covering because I loved We're Back as a kid.
Same here. I want to review it someday as well. Hell, I even daydream my head if I could remake We're Back or fix up the movie, take out some of the flaws, how to make it better. I already have some ideas of what I could do. Basically a fanscription, if you would.
You know what they should do?
I think I read the book in school. I read the book it was based on. I'll say this: the one thing I want to try Brain Grain because that actually sounds like an amazing breakfast cereal.
Roll back the rock to the dawn of time when the earth was smoking and the lava.
Give me
roll back the rock to the dawn of time.
brain-inducing Captain Crunch, and I'm good.
I was just thinking of this too because some of the movie stuff right there, they were saying this Pocahontas was good, and what you were saying, it made me think because at conventions, Doug Walker does this movies everybody disagrees with you on. I'm like, oh, that'd be actually kind of a quick little segment we should do right here. If there's a movie we like that everyone hates or something like that, if everyone's cool with that.
So what? A movie everybody loves or hates? Well, we did that, but we haven't done movie everybody hates but we love.
Okay, either or.
I've already got a few. You know what? I love the Felix the Cat movie.
I love the version of the theme song at the end credits, right? When it goes, Radio Felix the Cat.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care about the thing is that movie, the soundtrack slaps, the concepts are great. It introduced me to the idea of the multi-dimensions. That was my Doctor Who, basically.
Right.
It's also a big Star Wars ripoff. And you know what also I'll say this. I like The Magic Voyage. I know it's historically shit. But it has a charm, and it's because of Dom DeLuise.
Jack.
What about you?
I'll give you 3 guesses of what I want you to do.
What?
Review the movie?
No.
Go to the corner. No. Hey, on your channel, yes. My channel, no.
Okay.
I have full regular authority. March in the corner.
As for me, the one movie I love that everyone else seems to hate. There are lots, but if I had to name one Steven Spielberg's 1941.
Oh, okay.
I saw that one.
I've heard of that.
I have it on Laserdisc, actually.
I have it on VHS.
It was basically Spielberg's first attempt at a comedy movie. It had an all-star cast. It had Dan Aykroyd, John Belushi, John Candy, Christopher Lee plays a Nazi in it.
Oh, okay.
It even had the two guys from the Laverne and Shirley show. You know, they walk in the door.
Oh,
Hello.
Speaking of,
I
Sir
wanted to just say
Christopher Lee,
quickly before we continue the subject, another super chat from Super Michael. Thank you. God, he's been so generous. Thank you so much. Thoughts on Ralph Bashki? I love him. Great guy.
Batshit crazy.
Lord, I love his Lord of the Rings. Like, I like it equally to Jackson's. I think it's more book dialogue accurate. And you know what? There's one movie, I've never watched it, but it's on my to-do list, and I'm so fast. I just saw Isaac's review of it. I want to watch Cool World.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to watch that too. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm hoping to do some reviews with Isaac next year, but that all depends on, what he's doing. I don't want to, intrude on him. I love working with the guy.
I've been seeing, I saw one of his episodes. He's been thinking about kind of maybe slowly retiring a show. I mean, hey, he's been doing it for so long. I mean, at some point.
He's not retiring. He's going on hiatus because he's also working on an RPG game.
That's what I'm actually interested in. And
he's going on hiatus. He's going on an indefinite hiatus just to work on his RPG game. Once that's finished, maybe he'll come back and do his reviews again.
Yeah, he's a good reviewer. I like him. We also, Redland Ranger I want to see more from. I don't know if he's in the chat, but Redland Ranger's getting up there as well. He also appeared in Ready Player One.
Yeah.
So, I just want to say that too. For all of y'all who are in this, just thank you guys so much for participating in that, because that was fun to put together.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Though I wish you could have turned up my volume on my dialogue more in my scenes.
Yeah, it was sound mixing that was such a hassle. But it is there, man. I will say also as an announcement, I am going to be putting out the storyline compilation tomorrow night at 9. It's going to go out. It's cut down to about 2 hours, and there is in one of the transitions. I'll say this to Brock. We included from one of your episodes a segment, just a little small scene to kind of give more structure to the story. But so don't consider this the extended edition. I've actually been tempted to do an extended edition, but right now this is the essentially theatrical cut of the storyline compilation. But that's going to go out tomorrow night at 9 as a premiere event. So you get to, it's like a re-release of Ready Player One.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah,
Hewy.
you say, Brock?
Yes.
you mentioned Sir Christopher Lee.
He was knighted?
No,
Oh, yeah,
in
Christopher Lee's
1941.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that you don't know about him. Want me to tell you?
No. You said I mentioned Christopher Lee, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, he was knighted in what year was he knighted?
I don't know.
But anyway, yeah, Christopher Lee played a Nazi on board a German U-boat with Japanese mariners in there. And throughout the entire movie, he spoke only in German.
The guy knew every language. Even on The Last Unicorn, he dubbed all the foreign language releases, right?
Yeah, we interviewed back when we did a show called Fantasy Movie Memories. We were actually able to interview Peter S. Beagle.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, we interviewed him through the phone though.
I've met him once, or I've met him a few times. He's a nice guy, actually.
Yeah, here's the thing. I have this friend James Sullivan, aka Jaime Dude. He has some connections in Hollywood. He was able to call up Peter S. Beagle on the phone. He asked him the questions I wrote down, and he's actually a joy listening to. And he is actually on the episode. Not only that, but we also did a review of Flight of the Navigator. Just so you know, Fantasy Movie Memories was a retrospective series that I worked on during my early days of YouTube with an old colleague of mine that I do not wish to bring up because he's
It was a good series for what it was, man. It was a decent show.
Anyway, not just we did Flight of the Navigator, and for that we were able to interview the director Randall Kleiser. He told us so many things that we didn't know, like his original intention for the scene in Japan. He told us how they were able to do the floating steps up to the ship. Here's the thing. It's actually forced perspective. If the steps were actually on like poles, like on these poles, like it would run sideways and go down to the ground, and when you step on them, the pole would bend to make it look like it's floating, but you don't see them because of how the scene is shot. Also, aside from Randall Kleiser, we were also able to get Doug Walker as an interviewee.
Oh really?
Yeah. That's
Wow.
right.
I haven't seen many of those. I know, yeah, it's just like, dude, your old videos, like, they slap. They're still good.
Thank you.
You know, I look back on that little engine that could review, and I'm like, I don't think, like, I've thought about even talking about that movie at some point, but that would be like one I'd want to put a lot of informative stuff on. Like, interesting enough, I didn't know this. I mean, the movie was released on VHS, but I didn't know it was on Laserdisc. And apparently, like, it's a rare Laserdisc, so part of me wants to just buy the Laserdisc.
There are some old reviews of mine that I cringe at, like my season 1 and 2 stuff, especially like Bebe's Kids, because I didn't get to review the whole movie. I was just rushing it out.
Hey, we all have those. Like, look, there's some episodes I'm like, oh, I could have done better at that. Like, the one episode I'm most ashamed of actually is King Kong 360 3D. Because 1, I rushed it, and 2, the sound is atrocious on that one.
How about the Toho Kong films that I asked you to redo?
Those ones, they're okay. I'm glad I did the reissues. But yeah, there's a couple, like, I'm trying to think of one.
Speaking of which, I want to say, during the writing process, I made a big boo-boo. I said that the movie, when you were talking about like how Gorosaurus reminded you of the dinosaur from The Last Dinosaur, I said that in the review that it was not a Toho movie, it was distributed by Toei, but I was dead wrong. It was distributed by Toho, but it was made by Subaraya Productions.
Okay.
I just want to say right here, that is totally my fault. I am sorry.
No sweat. We did get another final question from Super Michael. He's been very generous on the chat. Thank you so much.
Very nice
Final question. What are your thoughts on Final Fantasy VII?
I never played it.
I played it briefly.
That's all right.
It just sits on my shelf. I mean, I played Final Fantasy XIV online for a bit. Can't get into online RPGs. Sorry, I'm not interested. I've tried to play them. I don't get them. But 14 was only because a couple of my friends are on it, and I'm like, I can't play this. The controls are awful.
Sounds good. Oh, by the way, going back to the question from earlier.
Okay, sorry. I was going to say something.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, Sean, go ahead.
So about the movies that everyone hates that you love. For me, it's Godzilla's Revenge.
Really?
Yes.
I can't see why some people would like it. I watched it all the time as a kid, but now with newer stuff like there's this Godzilla retrospect series being posted on YouTube, and this one guy he talked about Godzilla's Revenge. Hang on, I'm trying to figure what his name is.
Is it the history of Godzilla? I know that.
Yes, it's the history of Godzilla.
Yeah.
By I'm trying to think his name right now.
Hold on. Yeah, I'm trying to look it up too.
I was gonna say, HIPSTERWHOVIANJEDI, he is also keeping track of all this reviewerverse stuff. So kudos to him.
Yep.
him and Brock, they keep track of all this shit. They're like my go-to reviewerverse lore factors in case I fuck up something.
Big Action Bill.
Big Action Bill, yeah.
Yeah, Big Action Bill. He did it, and he said like how the movie could be seen in one way of talking about the industrialization of Japan in the late 1960s and how parents are too busy for their kids and what that would be like. And besides, it is a Ishiro Honda movie.
It's great. I legit love it. It's hilarious. It's
why
goofy.
does Big Action Bill just sound like my mirror opposite? Big Action Bill versus BigJackFilms. Why do they sound similar? Find out at 7.
His history of Godzilla videos are fan-friggin-tastic.
They are.
Although there is one detail that does tick me off. When he did his review of Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, he never mentioned the whale puppets that appeared right before Godzilla rises out of the water and destroys the boat.
Oh.
That's a big thing.
Yeah.
right before Godzilla pops out, you see these whales swimming in the water, and they look like they're swimming away from something. The camera pans away from the whales, and you see Godzilla like, oh my god, Godzilla's chasing after the whales.
There be whales, Captain.
I was gonna say there be
I was
whales.
just about to say.
Or maybe
Same thing.
Godzilla's like there to save the whales. I don't know.
No,
He has-
Or the whales are there to
it's
pick up the
orca.
pieces of the Titanic, like in the animated.
But he has been like
Fuck that movie.
re-uploading some of the videos, like added information. So I hope he does do that someday for Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster. Sorry for interrupting you, Jack.
No worries. Yeah, it's just man, your old videos, dude. There's some really good ones. God, because Clone Wars was your first episode, right?
Actually, here's something I need to tell you. The video series was actually a continuation of when I first started. When I first started out, I didn't have a camera. It was just my voice set to stills. And it used to be called Logan's Anime Movie Reviews because that's my real name. Then later on, it became Hewy's Anime Movie Reviews, and all was just a yellow background with the title. And actually, the first review I did on that variant of the show was The Land Before Time.
They need to reboot Land Before Time. I think
I was inspired by a friend of mine who did his videos that way, but now he does video reviews, and I can't really think of his name right now, but anyway, I thank him for it. Anyway, then when I actually got a camera, that's when I started doing video reviews, and my first video review was Clone Wars.
Well, what camera did you use at the time?
It's an old JVC camera. I still have it for like sentimental issues because it was the last thing my dad gave me before he passed away. It was the kind of camera that you needed you needed a wire to go into the camera into the back of the computer to upload videos files with, and you had to film everything on these tiny little cassettes.
Oh, I had that struggle once. I wanted to point out, as you bring up sentimental cameras, so this was my first HD camera, the Sony Handycam DCR-S 17. This whole camera is what we shot Kong on. And also my first 2 or 3 seasons were shot on this. By the time we finished shooting, the screen died.
I want to say this. Right around 2015, 2016, I switched to an HD camera. It looks very much like the one you have.
Yeah, Sony. It's a Sony brand, right?
It's a Sony HD camera. It's blue, though. I don't know if it's the exact same model, but that's the camera I currently have right now that I've been shooting all my reviews with, hence why the picture's brighter. I'm widescreen.
Yeah, like they're great cameras. Like this thing, like Sony Handycams, like they're kind of a dime a dozen. But nowadays, like this is the thing. Actually, somebody brought this up. James Lavaded said, "Hey, I want to get into any reviews, any tips." I mean, cameras. If you're starting off, it's good to use Sony Handycams because they're cheap. They're still in HD, but you can get stuff done. They are like instant footage. You can just rip on your computer and start editing.
And I've got to say, memory cards are a lot easier than import cables.
Yeah, they're a little bit better. I would also say start off small. Think like the Angry Video Game Nerd, how he started with like 5-minute reviews. It's sort of the max when you want to start. If you get better over time, then you can eventually go to bigger stuff. But definitely the main thing I tell every YouTuber is it's not about the money. It's not about getting famous. It's about the art. It's about loving it and having entertaining. This is the biggest advice I've gotten lately because I've been going through a lot of rehab and a lot of stuff on my end. But one of the biggest pieces of advice I've been given is before you can expand and help other people and love other people, you got to love yourself. Love yourself. Love what you do. Do it all on your own. And over time, when you build and build and build, then you can start thinking about expansion. But Start small. Start on your own. Don't get too big too quickly because don't think big ideas too quickly. You want to start with the small stuff, and it's like planting. It's like planting something. You want to plant the seed, grow it, and let it grow over time. It takes a little while, but as long as your heart is there, you're smooth sailing. Don't think about the money. Just don't think about the money at all. Just think about how fun it is.
For me, it's just about the money.
No, it's the thing. If you just think about the fame and fortune, you're gonna
Quoting
fall
Alfred
flat. You're
Molina.
gonna fall flat fast.
I was gonna say it was just like Han Solo. I'm in it for the money.
No, I was quoting Alfred Molina when they were like doing the like interview with all the villains for Spider-Man No Way Home, and they're like,
Oh
Alfred,
yeah,
how about
yeah,
you?
that's true.
Oh, for me, it's just about the money. And then you have the meme
I know,
response.
I
"Happy
make
to pay the
money."
lotto."
You know what? You gotta be when you're doing this business. Be like SpongeBob. Don't be like Mr. Krabs.
Right. I don't do it for money. I just do it. I don't get paid on YouTube.
You do it because it's fun, man. It's fun, and you have a passion for it, and that is a better paycheck than anything any bank can give you.
That's why I'm doing the Soul Saga, because I want to get back into it. I just want to do stuff like that again. I'm just doing it. The Soul Saga was just my way of just doing reviews again until I was able to start doing them on my channel again.
I think for me, the thing I love to do about reviews is that I picked up with Linkara where I like doing the storyline stuff. And I mean, like me and Brock feel like the only guys who really do it because everybody else just, I know even Linkara, it takes him forever to get, like, I know he's taking forever on this Contest of Champions. I want to see how this ends up, how this plays out.
Honestly, I wish my story stuff was good. Honestly, my storylines suck.
Oh, actually, it's not too bad, man. I've been. It's easy to pay attention to. It's more. It's more structured than mine. Mine's a little too complicated.
I need to streamline mine a little more because there are some storylines that I start and I never finish. I really need to streamline everything and get organized like you do.
Best thing to do, man,
say,
and this is what I've been doing now. Write it all in notes, in a chronological notes. That's the best way you can keep track.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like when I start doing reviews and stuff like that, I have like story ideas in my head, and there was like stuff I was telling Jack, and Jack's like, "Well, that's kind of similar to what I was doing for my stuff. How is that gonna work for our universe stuff?" And I'm like, "I have an idea. I'm not gonna say what it is and stuff." I've told Jack about it. And
if I'll say one thing, if like you see a lot of people, a lot of reviewers take a lot from like Doctor Who. He's more Doctor Strange. And it's sort of a new, unique thing, which I kind of like. It's different enough where it's not just, oh, here's another reviewer who does the Doctor Who stuff.
Yeah.
Right. I was going to have a villain, but he was actually an old friend of mine who had his own character. He was going to be the original villain for my series, but after our falling out, like, you know what? No, I need a villain that actually makes more sense with what I do. And so I came up with Count Sijai. And that's how you pronounce the name, Sijai.
CGI. All right, yeah, because I was like CGI. I'm like, okay, I see the parallel, but CGI. Okay.
Yeah.
Basically, do you want me to tell you what he's supposed to be, or do you want me to
What
say
is he
that
supposed to be? No, pitch it, man. Pitch it.
He is a muse. He is a spirit of inspiration, except he inspires people to make bad animated movies.
Oh, like Food Fight, like that. Oh, great, that level of quality.
Or the 2 animated Titanic movies.
And I'm going to reveal that in a future episode of my series. I just need to find a good way of revealing that.
So he's the one responsible for all those bad animated movies.
Yep.
I like that idea. Well, one thing I love that I'm doing too is that, I mean, you're going to see him in Brock's reviews more and so on. I like the idea that my villain Gabler is sort of like the Thanos of the reviewerverse, or sort of like Sauron or Thanos, where he's like he's kind of playing everybody. Like he's even in Redland Rangers episodes, and I definitely want to try to integrate him into other reviewer shows. So like,
I want Gabler. I already have an idea of how Gabler can be incorporated into Hewy's anime movie views.
Yeah, like it definitely, and like Harold of Vortis, Thomas, he's always up for playing the character. So. Yeah, just as long as it's like, because I mean, you got to make sure, like I mean, obviously on my end, I know how I want to end these characters in sort of the way I want to do it. So as long as the biggest thing when doing these continuities is like, now I understand what Kevin Feige and them go through, because like you got to make sure everything doesn't contradict itself.
Even though that's currently what's going on.
Yes, exactly. But hey, I hear Marvel's cleaning house, so hopefully eventually they will get back onto their feet.
Yeah,
It's not going to be immediate. It's not going to be immediate. Things like this take time.
Yeah, like I know, and yeah, for sure. Like obviously, HIPSTERWHOVIAN and Sean, if you want Gabler on the show, just reach out and I'll put him in.
Sounds good. I don't do story elements too much, although like I have like one that's.
We said it.
Right.
I made a whole theme. I wrote a whole theme song for you, man. Why haven't you used it yet?
I just haven't.
You have to go to that route where you're the guy. You and the Kaiju Guard are up in space, and that's where you do your reviews. And sometimes you have to go get McDonald's. You just fly your car back to Earth.
I was gonna say, can we continue on the movies that we like, everyone hates? Because I know LIGHTPOST and me haven't. So
guys,
let's do Buckle first. Let's do Buckle. Buckle, what's yours?
I was gonna say, should we go with LIGHTPOST first? Because mine might be controversial.
Because he has to head out soon. So
yeah, what's a movie everyone else hates but you love?
Jack's gonna hate me for this. Jupiter Ascending.
Okay, you know what? I thought it was gonna be what I thought you were gonna say, but you know what? Fine. If you like
what do you think I was gonna say?
That's more tolerable.
What do you think I was gonna say?
You know what you were gonna say.
No, I don't.
Bullshit.
Oh, don't tell me you're so upset about that nuclear war movie.
No, we don't talk about that movie on. We don't talk about that movie on this channel, boy.
Which one? Threads?
I'm shutting down this live stream. Okay, I'm shutting down this live stream.
That honestly would have been the perfect way to end.
Well, I mean, dude, we've been going on for like 3.5 hours. Holy shit, we've gone as long as the Peter Jackson extended cut.
Not quite. We still got an hour to go, and then we have.
Well, we go further. We're going longer than Ready Player One, the full cut. But anyway, yeah, we want to just actually, because LIGHTPOST does have to take off, so we're going to give him the floor to give a shout out. LIGHTPOST, go ahead, give yourself what you're talking about. What you got going?
Well, on my channel, I have several shows. You, which is me and a friend look over bad movies. Movie Review 30, which is basically unscripted movies, movies that came out recently or in the past, and Pandemic, where I look over various types of independent or fan-made media. If you want to see them, they're on my channel. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming in, man. And it's a pleasure having you on the channel. So take off and we'll talk soon, all right?
All right.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Anyway, we're down to 4. We
Go
had
ahead,
6, now we
Buckle,
have
your
4.
movie.
Yeah, what's yours?
Okay. So I'm just gonna keep an eye on the chat too, because I think there's gonna be people who are gonna hate me for this. A movie I like, a lot of people hate. I think it's the best one out of the sequel trilogy, The Last Jedi.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Sorry, man.
Okay, so here's the thing. It's I say this with the whole Disney era. To quote Batman after saying It's a Wonderful Life, it has its moments.
I just think that it's advancing the story, and I will say this. Luke Skywalker is my favorite Star Wars character, and everyone's like, oh, well, they ruined him and stuff. I am okay with what they did with him, because there are times in life, too, even with me, it's like, there's times I'm like, I just want to give up on this. I want to give up. And then there's somebody that's like, oh, yeah, don't. You got to look past this and stuff, like what Yoda said to him. And in fact, the Yoda scene is my favorite scene in the movie right there, because...
Also, you know what? How many times did Luke give up? Like, didn't he almost give up an empire? Like, I think he jumped off that cliff because he realized, I'm done.
Yeah, pretty much.
But here's the thing. He was still a novice back then. But by the end of Return of the Jedi, he's a full-fledged Jedi Knight. Then all of a sudden in the sequel series, he's just some hairy old hermit because he almost killed his nephew just because he thought he was going to become evil. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I can defend this. Because
it's like, you got to remember too, because a lot of the Jedi archives and the books, I mean, like the texts were there and everything, but a lot of it was destroyed after the Jedi Purge. So even if Luke is training a new section of Jedi, they don't always follow the same rules as the old Jedis did because a lot of that stuff was gone. I will say this that I did like about it, in terms of just Luke cutting himself off from the Force and all that, that Luke actually does understand that, yeah, in the prequels, the Jedi kind of fucked up because they were too egotistic. They got too full of themselves, and they fucked themselves.
Yeah, but in the sequel trilogy, we don't get... But here's the thing. That the sequel trilogy pissed me off because I wanted to see the New Republic, and I wanted to see the new Jedi Order, but nope, we need to make it like the original trilogy.
I'll say this.
That?
One thing we're doing with the prequels is one of the things I'm actually going to be doing that I have with the Star Wars universe at this point is that it's not just the fact that, oh, the Jedi have to end. It's basically the galaxy voting saying no more Force users. They are too much trouble, both light and dark. Go away. We don't want you here anymore. So it's not just the Sith, it's the Jedi. They're like, go the fuck away.
Also, a map to find someone makes no sense.
They're doing that in Ahsoka, in the new Ahsoka show.
I know.
And somebody said this too, because I saw it, because they were like, oh yeah, it's like a little ball that they like move around and all that, and it's like, that's Treasure Planet.
Right.
We have another super chat. Hang on. Thank you. God, Super Michael, you are so generous. I'm sorry, one more. What do you like more? Seventh Samurai or Magnificent Seven?
Haven't seen either.
Which Magnificent Seven, though?
I have Seven Samurai, though. I gotta watch it.
I have seen the remake of Magnificent Seven. I really liked it. I still gotta watch Seven Samurai. It was fun.
I mean, personally, my favorite Western is still...
Back to the Future 3?
That's one of my favorites, but I do like the Dollars trilogy. I know, I like, out of all of them, for a few dollars more, I love the second Leone Western. And also Django Unchained. Only because like that's just a pure love letter to that genre. But
the best Western is Wild Wild West with Will Smith. Let's be real.
Keep his wife's name out your fucking mouth, though.
There's one thing I like about it.
That song is great.
Buenamos is a frickin' slapper. But that's it. And that doesn't even belong in a film like that. That belongs in a Zorro movie, not this piece of shit.
I was obsessed with Wild Wild West as a kid, the movie.
I've never seen the movie.
Wild Wild West.
Tried. I just can't do it.
Mainly because it was my introduction to steampunk.
Maybe that's why I didn't like it, because I'm not a big steampunk guy.
I will say this: it just reignited my love of cowboys. Is what I'm saying. It just reignited my love of westerns at the time.
Westerns are great. It's just like, I'm sorry, I don't want to see the giant spider from Superman Lives.
You need to understand. I was 10 years old at the time.
Where's the CGI Nicolas Cage in that one?
Oh, okay, Huey, you haven't seen The Flash yet, have you?
Oh.
No, but I know what happens in it.
That'll be the best thing about it isn't even The Flash. It's Superman Lives.
I gotta say though, I did see Blue Beetle, and oh my god, I think that movie is terrific.
It's good?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, because I've heard, I kind of just forgot about it.
It was I thought it was just all right.
Yeah, because I've heard some reviews that they were saying it felt like a superhero movie from like the early 2000s. Like it's way too late.
I watched it. I thought it was pretty good.
It looks like Iron Man meets Big Bad Beetleborgs.
I wish it had more Big Bad Beetleborgs.
Meets a Robert Rodriguez kids movie.
I just want there to be a sequel because I want to know what happened to characters like Ted Kord, the second Blue Beetle.
I mean,
have to wait for this reboot.
James Gunn incorporates that.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, I'm like, I don't know if it's doing too well in the box office, isn't it?
What pisses me off? The failures of the recent DC films like Shazam 2 and Flash, they're all being blamed on James Gunn, who only just took over last year.
Yeah.
How about it's just the fact
that proof that James Gunn needs to be fired?
Yeah.
Like, this is proof that James Gunn needs to be fired. Fuck you. He had no hand in those movies whatsoever.
Exactly.
He did.
Well, the reason for the Flash bombing, though, is because they had 3 Ezra Millers in one fucking movie.
Hey, one Ezra
Miller. Look, I'd like to see it only for Michael Keaton. That's it.
I wonder if they would have kept the original ending.
I will say, from what I've seen in the movie, Michael Keaton is pretty good.
Yeah, because I just watched it yesterday, and when it was starting, I'm like, this movie's terrible. This movie's terrible. I was going to shut it off. Then Keaton came in. Movie got better all of a sudden.
I'll say this. I kind of dug the redone ending because it redeemed Clooney.
Yeah, but now it shows that now Barry Allen, the DCEU version of Barry Allen, is now trapped outside of the rebooted DC.
He's been, I think the whole joke
What a
was
perfect punishment for
the
Ezra
whole
Miller.
joke is Warner Brothers is like, let's take the worst DC movies and just put them all into one universe. So the Flash, Clooney's Batman, I would guess Green Lantern's in there along with Steel are all in one universe. And
Hey,
you know
don't
what?
forget Catwoman.
I'm okay with that.
Oh yeah, Catwoman.
Because that movie's
Yeah, Halle
technically
Berry's
canon
Catwoman's
with
in
the
there, too.
Batman Returns.
What about
Yeah,
Jonah
'cause there's-
Hex?
Yeah,
Oh, what?
probably.
I didn't think it was that bad, actually. I didn't mind Jonah Hex.
Yeah, but here's
Jonah
the thing. Jonah Hex in the movie, in the comics, he doesn't have supernatural powers. He's just a bounty hunter with a scarred face. And even in the movie, they got the scarring of his face wrong. In the movie, they showed how he got the scarred face like with a hot poker, right? It's like, this is showing the man. You know how he got it in the comics? A red hot Indian tomahawk pressed to his face.
Ooh.
Okay, which Western would you rather watch? Jonah Hex or The Lone Ranger?
I haven't seen
Jonah
either.
Hex.
Wild Wild West.
Well, no. You have to pick between the two.
And between the two, probably. I'm sorry, I just can't bring myself.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna be
hold on.
real.
Now
I
I'm
actually
second
didn't. I thought
guessing.
The Lone Ranger wasn't that bad.
No, I thought the Lone Ranger, it was fucking boring. Even the action scenes were boring. And then when it got to the final train scene, I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be another boring one. And then went.
Honestly, I didn't mind the train scene. I actually was very
that
entertained
was
with that.
good.
Like, where the fuck
That's
was
what it
this
got
movie?
good.
I just hate how they shit all over the Lone Ranger as a character. I mean, his horse poops and he's dragged through it. And plus, when he goes, "House of our way," Tonto looks and goes, "Don't ever do that again." It's like, fuck you. That's his most iconic line. Don't shame him for it.
I'll say this. The best modern day adaptation of the Lone Ranger is the Masked Stranger from Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh yeah.
Don't you mean the Masked
supposed to be this
Stranger
noble
from
steed.
Power Rangers?
Steed? I thought he said steer. So I'm like, oh right, yeah, the White Stranger. Oh my god, like Saban, what were you thinking? That's so dumb. And yeah, of course he has the green on his hat.
You want to know what's so cool? In the comics lore, the Lone Ranger is the great-grandfather of the Green Hornet.
What?
I could see that, yeah.
You know what? I actually like that Green Hornet movie.
Yeah,
Think about
I didn't see it. I heard it was good.
No,
though.
think
I heard
about
was
it.
50-50.
Think about it. The Lone Ranger and Tonto, Green Hornet and Kato. They're both masked. They both have minority sidekicks. And they both fight crime disguised as villains.
One of them fought Batman
poetry, it
too.
rhymes.
Actually, you know what? I did. Okay, so here's what's funny. With the advent of the internet, I'm more able to discover more Zorro media. And as much as I've been watching the anime Kaikatsu Zoro, which is a really good anime, I've been watching the 90s television series with Duncan Regehr. Decent show. I mean, I much prefer the Guy Williams TV series, but with the Duncan Regehr show, something I didn't know that kind of blew me away is that one of the guest stars was Adam West, and he's playing a Wayne, a descendant of Bruce Wayne, of Thomas Wayne. So he's the Waynes of the 1800s, and I'm like, that's brilliant. That is ingenious. Like that there was a Batman, not really a Batman, but there was a Wayne during the Zorro era, which I'm like, that is awesome. It's sort of the equivalent of when they had him as the Gray Ghost, which, you know, I'm going to be real, I kind of want to cosplay the Gray Ghost.
The Gray Ghost. I want to see a series based off the Gray Ghost, honestly. But
can we get a movie, like a live action movie, in the style of like those old film noirs?
Right I do have a problem with the Zorro anime.
What is it? Is it that they incorporate other things that aren't in Spanish California?
That Zorro is white and blonde.
Well, the only excuse for it, I think, is Tuxedo Mask. That Toho was seeing them Sailor Moon and how popular Tuxedo Mask was. Like, let's just do that.
Yeah, but at least Tuxedo Mask was Japanese.
I know, but he was obviously influenced by Zorro.
Right.
You know, so they were like, and so the Toho was like, let's just do a Tuxedo Mask origin, but make it like Zorro. I'm like, all right.
Dun, 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 dun,
That's
dun.
him. That theme song made good for my channel, so it works. It's a good theme song. Like, holy shit! I was
Okay.
actually like, I did not know it existed. I was like, wait, two of my favorite things came together. I am so watching this, and it did not just. It's really, you know what? It's funny because there's two Zorro animated series that came out around that time. You had the Kaiketsu Zorro. But then you had Zorro, the animated series that was a one-season show on Kids WB in '97. And you know what really sucks about that?
What?
It's never been fully released. Like, there was like a couple VHS tapes and there was one DVD with a few episodes.
Okay.
But the whole show has never gotten a full release. And it really breaks my heart that the whole show doesn't exist. And some episodes are considered lost.
Right.
Oh, jeez.
Tyler Fish has a question for me. Last question. Thoughts on the movies of Cartoon Saloon and Netflix's The Dragon Prince? I have yet to see any Cartoon Saloon movie, and I honestly don't want to watch The Dragon Prince.
Actually, Hewy, I have a question. I mean, just your opinion on him, because like from my perspective, really great animated critic out there. Like, he's really getting up there. What are your thoughts on RaisorBlade?
RaisorBlade. I don't think I've watched any of his reviews.
He's been on my channel a few times. We've done crossovers. RaisorBlade's a really nice guy. You would learn a lot from him. His reviews are actually like pretty decent. So I would recommend him. I tried to get him on the chat. Try to get him on the stream, but I think he's busy right now. Like, because he's getting up there. We met through acquaintances because we both put out our Dragon Ball Evolution episodes at the same time. Which, by the way, Hewy, thank you so much for voicing Goku. You did a good Goku in that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did a good Goku.
No, honestly, no, I didn't.
My opinion, you did. So take it for what it is. Just as Team 4-Star would say, just take the compliment.
Take compliments.
I'm sorry, man, but I can't. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, hey, there's always time to improve and stuff. I think actually, guys, what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna wrap this up because I'm getting tired. It's almost midnight.
Yeah.
But I wanted to thank all of you guys for coming in for my 20,000 subscriber special, because like I would have put out a video, but I got nothing right now because I'm still working on my 8th season, which we're doing in bulks. But I want to give a huge shout out to everybody here in the chat. I'll have you guys all do your self plugs. So let's go with Hewy first. Give your shout out, man.
I'm Hewy Toonmore of Hewy's Anime Reviews. I review anime films from older reasons, whether it be hand-drawn, stop-motion, or computer-generated. Currently, I am going through a soul saga where my soul has been separated from its body, and I am doing collabs with certain other reviewers. So far, I've done Eyes of the Media Hunter, BigJackFilms. I also did LIGHTPOSTFILMS recently, as well as Zion Craze. I'm also doing one with an up-and-coming animation reviewer named Benedict Terry. Right now, I'm still in limbo, but I have 2 more collabs to do before I get back to do my own show. I do take Patreon requests, and that's basically all I have to say about my series.
All right, yeah, guys, go check out his Patreon, go check out his YouTube channel, support him, give him the love, give him the support. He's one of the biggest influences on our end. A reviewerverse veteran. We salute you, man, for giving us the jobs we have today. But we'll check you out, like, man. Like, it's really good having you here.
I will say before I go, please stay tuned for the upcoming adaptation of George Orwell's Animal Farm by Andy Serkis, which will be animated, hand-drawn animated, and the upcoming continuation, SWAT Cats Revolution, by the original makers, the Tremblay brothers, which is currently in development. Anyway, thanks for having me on.
No worries. HIPSTERWHOVIANJEDI, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm the HIPSTERWHOVIAN Jedi, the guy with the cool name before it was cool. You see me in BigJackFilms productions of voicing Indiana Jones and I think and then I was also Spider-Man. And I'm gonna be working on reviews at some point, most likely maybe at the end of the year, or if not next year. So just keep in mind, stay subscribed, and hope to see you guys soon.
I'll have you on also for Star Wars because I need some more Jedi. I need some more actors on blue screen stuff. Sean, go ahead.
All right. Well, Sean, JtIsReborn here. I do pretty much all sorts of different types of videos. I don't really stay in one little particular genre. So in terms of things to check out the G-Fest video. Jack was in it, and same with Cinematic Trash. That was a lot of fun to do. Really fantastic trip. And I'm looking forward to appearing on the show later on this year. We shot some pretty cool stuff. Can't say what it is, though, but it should be pretty amazing. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I've been on here a bunch of times, so just follow me on there and stuff.
These guys have
Congrats
all
on 20,000.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Jack. You've earned it. I couldn't be happier for you, man.
Thank you so much. And actually, I mean, thanks to you guys, keeping me going. Like I like my expanded online family per se. Don't take that too personally, but you know what I mean. I
will say this,
family.
Jack. I may have influenced you in your show, but you influenced me on making my King Kong project.
Oh, stop!
Like I was saying, Jack, you're like family to me. Life Day.
Oh my god, I forgot they sold those at Galaxy's Edge.
Yep.
They sell actual holiday special merchandise.
Yep.
Okay.
Where the real money of the movie is made.
At this point, Disney just released the damn special in HD.
Speaking of which, Jack, I hope you can join us for movie night on my Discord server because we'll be watching the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man.
When is that? Because it depends on my schedule. I know tomorrow I'm going to the X.
Saturday. It's Saturday.
Okay, I might be able to squeeze that in because I know tomorrow I'm with Alana. We're going to the X to do some extra stuff for filming, which is like a big, state fair for us here in Toronto.
No problem, man.
And then, actually, what's cool is I want to bring this up, Sean. Tomorrow when I'm there, they have some military stuff, and you get to go into like a jet fighter pilot seat. I'm going to shoot some stuff and maybe incorporate some of it into your channel. We'll talk about it after the stream. I have an idea for you. But we're doing that tomorrow. And then Friday, I've been going to a party to see Kyle McDonald, my Indiana Jones actor. He invited me down to something, so I'm going to go check that out. But again, just want to thank everybody who jumped onto the stream, everybody who went off and on the chat. Thanks to the chat, the super chats. Super chats go a long way, guys. Really appreciate it. If you guys want to check out my stuff, it's on Patreon. Just $1 more will get you early access to all of our content with other special features. You can check out all these guys as well. Their Patreons, their channels. I've been mostly posting lately on Instagram a lot, so you guys can follow me there. I posted all my Fan Expo photos there. You can check me out on Twitter, Threads. I'm on TikTok, obviously, because got to find some way to get more followers. And yeah, we're just coming back strong. We got season 8 coming up. I'm going to start working on that soon. I'm going to try to get actual episodes. There's going to be a couple filler episodes beforehand, but the storyline, I can just say this. We're thinking maybe 2024 is when the plot's going to pick back up. But right now, just really appreciate all your patience, all your love, all your support. The 20,000 subscribers. We can't thank you enough. We'll be back with more down the line. Tune in tomorrow night. You'll be seeing the storyline compilation of the Ready Player One retrospective cut down to 2 hours, which is called The Great War Arc. It's really cool. You get to see a pretty much a re-release of the big battle that we did. It's a lot of fun. But until the next video, guys, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys later. BigJackFilms, Hewy Toonmore, HIPSTERWHOVIANJEDI, JtIsReborn signing out for now. And we'll catch you guys later. Take it easy. Farewell.
See you at the movies. Anime movies, that is.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Come again.